Meteorologist Mike Iskovitz. This is an exciting day. Sorry, it's so darn cloudy, though.
But we're going to do our best. We're going to try to work through this thing, right? Because although our view in Houston may not be the best, we do have coverage all across the state and all across the country.
All across the state. We got people everywhere.
Yeah.
You got to stay with us for the next couple of hours because you won't believe the coverage that we have from almost coast to coast.
And you know, scientists say Texas is one of the best places in the country to really experience this beautiful sight, but Houston was not in the path of totality for the last total solar eclipse back in 2017.
That's right. And unfortunately, Houston, not exactly in the total eclipse area today, but 94% coverage if we could see it.
Still pretty good.
Take a look at this interactive map from eclipse2024.org. The best place to be is west of Houston. As the shadow passes through our area, we're talking about, like I said, about 94% coverage here. But the best place to be, Texas Hill Country, North Texas, and then along the line stretching up into parts of the Midwest and the Great Lakes as well.
And we have team coverage here today all over the place for you, ladies and gentlemen. Melissa Wilson is in Waco, Texas. Allison Gargaro in Fredericksburg. DeLon Dillard at Space Center Houston. Ramisha Shade in Hermann Park. Ruben Dominguez at the Museum of Natural Science in Sugarland. Chelsea Edwards at Crosby High School, and everywhere in between.
Where do we start?
Pick. So much to choose from.
Who wants to go first?
You know, it's going to be a day filled with a lot of information for you, but we want to start today. We're going to start with JD because the forecast.
Yeah, JD, I mean, I was looking at the visible satellite before. I'm looking for holes in the clouds. Really wasn't seeing much.
Yeah, no, and there's not a whole lot of holes in the clouds. There may be one or two, so a handful of people here in the Houston area might get a quick little glimpse. I don't think it's going to last for the entire 4 minutes or so when it's at its peak. And again, we don't really have totality here, but let me show you what it looks like outside in front of the TV station right now. Those aren't very good skies either to deal with, so it is very thick in the low levels of the sky with our clouds. There's going to be upper level clouds for other portions of the state, which we'll have to kind of dive into that a little bit later on, but also rain. Look at this rain. The front that stalled yesterday is backing over us as now more or less like a warm front, and it's bringing more rain with it. The further we go into the afternoon, the higher the rain chances will be, so we're hopeful we can kind of get to this eclipse and maybe get a little bit of a break in the clouds, but our future cast is not looking great. I've got this sort of fine-tuned from about 1 o'clock, or really from about 12:30 now until about 3 o'clock, and as you can see, there's a lot of clouds that we're dealing with, maybe just a little bit of a break or a lightning at some short periods, and certainly some rain that's kind of mixed in there as well. So I'll be here in the Weather Center throughout our special. I'll be looking for anything we need to be worried about as for all our strong storms, but I don't expect that. While we certainly could see some strong storms, you can tell over my shoulder, the Storm Prediction Center for the state of Texas is going to be talking about some strong storms. That's later in the day. That's when folks are going to be driving home. So we'll continue to keep you updated as necessary, but let's get back into the studio and maybe even outside and talk to some of our folks across the state.
All right, JD, thank you so much. You know, millions of people are here in Texas trying to view that. So we're watching the weather closely for you guys because that could play a role here on the way home.
It's a concern on the way home, yeah. If we have an outbreak of severe weather like in North Texas or something, boy, that would be a bad welcome to all of the folks coming in from out of town. You know, our Melissa Wilson is a proud Baylor Bear, and it just so happens that the path of totality is right over campus.
All right, so let's check in with Melissa this afternoon here. I can see some students behind you as well. Melissa, good afternoon.
Oh, yes, right here in the middle of the lovely Baylor campus, and my heart is so full and so happy to be here. I just heard JD talking about those holes in the cloud. I have breaking news. I'm actually looking up at the sun, and look over my shoulder, everybody. I am seeing some patches of blue, so everybody is so hopeful here, including, how about this special guest I have for you? How about the president of Baylor University, Linda Livingstone, joining me live. What an honor for you to take time and stop here to talk to us. How are you feeling about this special day right here on your campus?
Well, we're excited. We're so happy to have you back on campus. It's always good to have our Baylor Bears back, and what a fabulous day. We are celebrating the eclipse, of course, but also Dia de Losa, which is a wonderful tradition at Baylor, the Day of the Bear. You remember that well from your days here.
For sure, and I understand there are going to be 10,000 students in this area. It is going to be remarkable, and what is so amazing to talk to your students and that everyone is so fired up about it. Many of them have never experienced a full solar eclipse before, and they are just so fired up about it.
Well, we've been doing a lot of promotion around it and really trying to do a lot of education as well so they understand what's happening and what they're going to see and how to be safe while they watch it. So we're really excited that we have this opportunity to highlight this on our campus because we're really in one of the best places in the country to see the eclipse.
What makes me so proud as an alum is that Baylor is just in the middle of this all. You've all teamed up with the city of Waco, with the Lowell Observatory. You've got NASA here in droves. So many astrophysicists. I've never seen any in that big of a space except for in Clear Lake. So how do you feel about that happening right here on Baylor campus? And they're all just about a mile away at the stadium.
Right. Well, we're thrilled to have them here and to be able to host so many astronomers, scientists that are here studying the eclipse. I understand there's some things you can only study about the sun during an eclipse. And so to have the privilege of having those folks here during this on our campus over at our football stadium is wonderful. And I think will help build wonderful relationships for our faculty and our students for years to come.
Well, it's just so amazing to be right here in the middle of it all. I know you probably hear the band. There are going to be all kinds of live performances going on, and this will be happening for the next few hours.
Yes, we go till about 4 o'clock with all of the fun activities on campus related to DIA and the eclipse. And so we encourage people to get out to enjoy it and to really celebrate really what will be for many people a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
I think what I'm most excited about is on the stage, once this all starts unfolding and once it starts to get dark, we will have a physics professor on the stage walking us through it and really explaining what we're experiencing and what to look out for and what to feel.
Well, it's a real privilege when you're on a college campus when you have those kinds of experts to be able to explain these things to you. The other thing I've heard from those that have seen a total eclipse in the past, which I have not, is that it's almost a spiritual experience because it is something so significant that you'll really hardly ever see again, and it's not what you expect at all. So I can't wait.
I can't wait either. And I have to tell you all, guys, I'm so lucky to be here the whole weekend. I have to show you over here, and the gray shirt is the Dean of Fine Arts. He's looking up at the sky, and he's really happy right now. But I was here all weekend long at board meetings with him, and so it was so fun to be able to see the staff out here and people I've gotten to know through the years. I'm going to step out here. Can you tell I'm in the sun right now, you guys? It's really bright out here, which is awesome. That's what we're hoping for come eclipse time.
You might get lucky, Melissa. We love to see it.
Wow, I am so happy. I hope it stays that way. Melissa, we need to stay that way for another 1 hour and 33 minutes.
Yes, please.
We'll see what we can do. Thank you so much, Melissa. Always a professional out there. Good to see her there back on campus enjoying the kids and the president as well, taking some time. All right, more coverage for you today. We are heading out to Ramisha Shade.
That's right. We have meteorologist Ramisha Shade is here in Houston at Hermann Park, and there's going to be less. Oh, you're indoors. Oh, that's the place to be.
Yeah, Mike. Well, unfortunately, Mother Nature trying to rain on our solar eclipse parade. The directors here had tons of events planned just outside in front of the museum, but they looked outside, they saw the thick clouds, and we've had some periods of light rain, and unfortunately, they've canceled the events outside, but that's not going to stop our fun. The party has moved indoors. A lot of people have come out to enjoy this really significant, phenomenal event that won't happen for another 20 years. There are several schools here, some from several hours away, so this is going to be an exciting event. And we may not get the best viewing here, but the directors do have something planned. They've got folks stationed in Bandera, Texas, and they're actually going to stream the total solar eclipse, that path of totality going right through Bandera, Texas, and they're actually going to stream that total solar eclipse when that happens a little bit later today. So it's still going to be a very fun time. You could come out to the Houston Museum of Natural Science at Hermann Park. That's where we're located, and there's still plenty to do. They have tons of exhibits. Of course, you'll be able to watch the live stream of the total solar eclipse. You can also buy eclipse glasses, you can buy eclipse shirts, and you can just be around a lot of other people who are excited about this phenomenon. I found one person who came out. This is Michelle, and she is very excited to be here. What brought you out today, and why are you so excited about this event?
Well, I was very young in the 70s when a total eclipse happened, and I moved here 27 years ago, and to be able to see it in the place I live is wonderful. I came out today because they have the exhibit in the planetarium, because of the overcast and everything, but I'm very excited to see it, and hopefully I'll see the next one too.
That's right. We've got to wait 20 years, but hopefully, that time will pass by fast and we'll be able to see it. Maybe we'll have sunshine that day. It would have been nice to have some sun today, but what have you been doing so far? And are you just excited to be around other people that are out here to see this event?
I'm excited to see all the children interested in it. I think it's a great experience for the children to make the viewfinders if it was sunny, and to learn the history and what the eclipse means and what happens, and then they can experience science, and I saw the museum. I went in and saw the dinosaur bones. I've never seen dinosaur bones ever, so that was amazing. But to do the eclipse live stream here is going to be wonderful.
Well, thank you so much. I hope you enjoy it. Maybe we will get a little bit of that cloud cover breaking up and we'll be able to see a little something, but even if we don't, we do expect it to get a little bit darker outside. Maybe the temperature will drop a little bit, but we may still have some smaller reactions, but we're not going to get to see the whole thing most likely, but it's still an exciting day nonetheless. It would have been nice to have more of that bright sky out there, more of the nice weather, less cloud cover, but it looks like we are going to have to deal with these thicker clouds and maybe a little bit of rain. But if we can pan around, there are a lot of excited kids over there. So whether we can get a great view or not, they are out here, they are excited, and they are really going to have a great time out here. There are a lot of things set up for the kids to do. In fact, they can make their own eclipse glasses. They actually have a table set up where they can make their own pinhole projector eclipse glasses, and they can do a lot of other things out here. So once again, I'm out at the Houston Museum of Natural Science at Hermann Park. We're still going to have fun. We got a 3D moon over here, as you can see. So it is going to be a nice time out here. We were hoping for better weather, but hopefully things will improve with our forecast. Ramisha Shade, Fox 26 News.
All right, Ramisha, thank you so much.
I just hope they're not blaming Ramisha out there. Like, hey, what happened? I thought you were supposed to clear these clouds out.
It was you. You did it.
We're just, don't shoot the messenger, right?
All right, you guys. We got more coverage coming up here on Fox 26. But right now, we'll go to a quick commercial break and continue our coverage soon after. All right, Mike, look at that. Not bad.
Now, do we know where this is coming to us from, Kevin? Yeah, that shot. Wow, that's in Mexico. Okay, yeah. So that line of Totality is starting down on the like Pacific coast of Mexico, and it's moving across Mexico, and then at about 1:25, the Totality is going to be moving into the Rio Grande Valley in deep South Texas. So this is already happening out there right now, and obviously NASA is using special equipment now because you can actually see a sunspot also.
That is awesome. All right, we continue our coverage here today with a person some of our viewers might remember from being here at Fox 26.
Yeah, let me formally introduce you, Anthony, to a great guy, meteorologist, Stephen Morgan, who, look, we're not going to hold it against him that he left us to go to the Big Apple. He lives in the big city now in New York. But they sent him back to Texas. Stephen, it's great to see you. So how are things going up there in Dallas?
Mike and Anthony, nice to meet you digitally at least, right? Mike, it's going well. We just within the past 20 minutes had clouds break. The sun appeared. We got a handful of Dallas schools here today. They're having class outside. Not a bad idea. They started erupting. They started using those fans, and they were saying, "Clouds, go away." It was a great moment. And first contact hasn't even started. We haven't seen at least the partial eclipse begin. That's actually minutes away. I think if my clock's right here, we're about 6-7 minutes away from that beginning. 12:23 is when we'll see it. Eagle Pass, it's begun. We've seen it. You've been showing cameras, I believe, in Mazatlan. This is a cool event. I can't help but think of my Fox 26 days, though. I'd shortly started, and it was a few weeks in. We went up to Casper, Wyoming, and we covered the total eclipse. A group of Houstonians from the museum in Houston all traveled up. It was a road trip, and it was quite a haul, and we experienced Totality. It was such a memory too back in 2017 because the hotel we were staying at, we moved out into the parking lot of the hotel, and it was just this close, intimate viewing party that we had of the total solar eclipse. A handful of people at Johnson Space where they came to, and it was one of those moments that I would never forget. And I remember talking about it though, Mike. I remember when I said it was one of my hits, I was like, and this isn't going to happen again until April of 2024. And here we are. To be in Dallas is such a privilege. It's really cool to experience. I'm just really hoping these clouds stay away. I know it's a different story down in Houston today, right?
Yeah, I don't know about that. I'm not a meteorologist, but when you look up, it doesn't take much to realize that. Yikes.
Yeah. Hey, Stephen, let me ask you this. Storm Prediction Center has the Dallas area under an enhanced risk for severe weather. Probably not going to affect you, during eclipse time, but soon after you're going to have all these people hitting the roadways, to maybe go back home. And I mean, is that a topic of discussion up there?
They've been talking about it. There's this program that's been going on, complete with Neil deGrasse Tyson making an appearance here just a short time ago. The NOAA administrator is here, and members of the National Weather Service, the national office, they're here, and that severe weather threat very much top of mind. It's one of those scenarios playing out. We're watching it carefully too, where as soon as the eclipse ends, the doors are going to close here at the Cotton Bowl at 3:30 local time. So at 3:30, everyone needs to be out of here and be back home. Those storms are going to develop. I know that there's been some developments closer to the hill country. I think it's Burnett County, right? They've gone ahead and canceled their eclipse viewing party just northwest of Austin because of the threat of severe weather. So a couple of those threats have materialized, unfortunately, and plans have had to change. I think when it comes to here, once we see Totality, and then we see the returning sun, as it's, I guess, technically called, before the fourth and final contact of the moon and the sun, things will probably wrap up pretty quickly, which is smart, because you don't want to risk it with the storms. And unfortunately, it's later tonight, and then we're going to see that threat continue into Tuesday and Wednesday. I mean, this front's going to be a bit of a mess for a lot of people, especially here in North Texas.
Lots of good information there.
Yeah. All right. Well, hey, Stephen, have a great time up there. I really hope you get the second time to see that total solar eclipse. That would be very, very cool. Not many people can say they've done that.
I feel pretty lucky. And to have it happen in Texas is something so special. You know, with tens of thousands of people here, a bunch of schools represented. It's so cool, too, that it's moving over a big city like Dallas. I know it's not happening in Houston, but for folks here and being able to travel in to get in that path of totality, we're not going to see it in North Texas until the path of totality until 2317. So more than 250 years away from the next one. So it is, as you guys had said, once in a lifetime opportunity for a lot of people. And it's so exciting to see them get revved up for this.
All right, Stephen Morgan live for us down there in Dallas, Texas, giving us a look at what's happening there. Thank you so much, Bud. And our coverage continues. We are going to head now to Houston Space Center to talk to our morning anchor, DeLon Dillard.
That's right, yeah. Boy, DeLon, we're starting to see the eclipse visible from Allison Gargaro out in Fredericksburg because they actually have clearing skies. Are people there kind of bummed out that we can't really see it from here, at least not yet? DeLon, can you hear me?
Yeah, okay, repeat your question for me. I'm sorry, you had went out for a second. Forgive me.
DeLon, I'm just happy to talk to you.
What's happening,
Tell
DeLon?
us what's going on over there.
Hey, well, first of all, good to see you, fellas. Again, we are live here in Space Center, Houston. And there are so many people here, hundreds of people here specifically anticipating. Obviously, it may not be as good as maybe Allison Gargaro's location, for example, or my co-anchor Melissa's location, but there's still a lot to see here. For example, let me show you the table here behind me that has dozens of people here trying to learn more about why specifically does solar eclipses happen. And there are really tables like this really throughout the building specifically where they're educating people on solar eclipses, the difference between a solar eclipse and an annual eclipse, because obviously there's a difference between the two. And just, I mean, so many different tables. There's a sign right up here as well showing just the view, specifically what it will look like from Houston. Again, that's at 12:20, so really here in a couple of minutes. And as you walk through here in the Space Center Houston, mind you, this is my first time here, being new to Houston. So all of this is really brand new to me, but really when you walk around, you learn more about space exploration and just really about what we will be seeing today and learning why this happens. Again, hundreds of people are in here. This is inside, but obviously there's a lot going on outside as well, which I'll be outside probably in the next couple of minutes. Let me introduce you to somebody here really quickly, because when I say there are hundreds of people here from all over, I do mean literally from all over. I have Anna and Brenna here. Y'all made the trip to H-Town from Chi-Town, correct?
Yes.
So tell me about what brought you down here. Why did you want to be here for this event?
We have an interest in the eclipse.
So I know you have your shirts on, you have your solar eclipse swag going on. So you were telling me before I interviewed you, you are a huge fan of space and space exploration. Tell me more about that.
Yes, I'm a big fan of space. Yeah.
What interests both of you into space, and why did you want to come down here specifically today for this?
We enjoy watching the space station. She tracks it on her cell phone. We chase all over our town in Streamwood, watching where the space station's going. We both wanted to be astronauts when we grew up, but it didn't quite happen, so this is close as we can get, and we're thrilled to pieces to be here.
And obviously, y'all are taking this very serious. Y'all have, can we see your nails here really quickly? You got the solar nails going on, and then even the Crocs. You have these are glow-in-the-dark Crocs?
Glow in the dark outer space Crocs.
So why do you take this so serious with the outfit, the nails, the Crocs, everything?
Just because it's something fantastic to do, and we're here, and it's Texas, and we're in Houston, and we just thought it'd be great.
So listen, I understand the weather is not what you may have hoped it to be, but still, the excitement to be here to experience all of this, being down here from Chicago and seeing this. Tell me more about that.
Absolutely. We're going to take thunderstorms, whatever you got, but we're going to be here and watch the eclipse. Enjoy it, get dark and light, and experience it. It's just going to be fantastic. I don't care what the weather is.
Exactly, yeah. And even, I mean, at the end of the day, you still made the trip down here and you're learning more about space and obviously Space Center Houston. And this is your first time being here?
Absolutely, yes. We've been to Kennedy in Florida. First time to see it here.
And this is, you told me this is your Disneyland.
Yes, it is. It's my Disney.
How does that feel to be here and experience this?
Good. I went crazy at the gift shop. Yeah.
Well, both of you, thank you so much for speaking with me. Welcome to Houston.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And again, a lot going on here. We're going to be heading outside in just a couple of minutes where there's a lot going on specifically outside involving the eclipse. There's going to be a couple of speakers outside talking about what's happening. And I'll be speaking with a couple of experts about what you can expect here and what we'll be seeing up in the sky, what we can potentially see in the sky. Because the last time I was outside, it was pretty cloudy and slightly rainy. So we'll see when we head outside what we'll be able to experience. Back to you guys.
All right, DeLon, thank you so much. If nothing else, I know I've got to get my hands on some Eclipse Crocs. You know,
I don't have those every day. I did ask Coco over here. I said, "Do you have a pair of glow-in-the-dark Eclipse Crocs?" She said she wore them so much they kind of wore.
I mean, they are comfortable, functional. You know, I love the fact that so many people are coming from near and far to just enjoy it.
It's a big deal for people. Yeah.
All right, I believe we're going to Coco next. Okay, so we want you to be a part. No, we're going to Connor Hansen, as a matter of fact, over in New York. So, Connor, good afternoon. I can't see your shot just yet, but what's happening over there, bud?
Hi, today.
Hey, how you doing?
Connor, can you hear us, sir?
Anthony, we're right in the heart of beautiful Buffalo, New York, where people are gathered and the countdown is on for the start of the eclipse here. Now, millions of people obviously going to all of these different cities along the path of totality. The state of New York expecting upwards of 1 million visitors just for this total solar eclipse. They've been preparing for this for years. They're warning people about extra traffic, topping off their gas tanks, getting extra cash in their wallets. But the big question today is, will they have clear skies to see that solar eclipse clearly? Unfortunately, right now it's a little bit cloudy, but we've seen anything from a little bit of the sun to a little bit of rain today. So people have their fingers crossed that they'll be able to see this. They've waited years and years for this, and of course the next total eclipse for most of the U.S. not for another 20 years. So people indeed want to see, you know, as closely as they can for at least a few minutes as we get the total darkness. But some of the experts we have heard from do say even if it is cloudy a little bit, when we get that totality, it's still going to be a very cool experience for the people who come out to see it. Everything's going to go dark. We might hear the birds go quiet. It's supposed to be a very special feeling. So like I said, thousands of people here in Buffalo. They're preparing for as many as 1 million people in the entire state of New York. So we're going to wait and see. The countdown is on about an hour or so till that eclipse starts here on the Eastern time zone. But we will be here doing updates throughout the day and watching and hopefully getting a clear view of this. Back to you, Anthony.
All right, Connor, thank you so much, bud. Our coverage here of the Eclipse 2024 will continue after this quick break.
right, as we're starting to see the partial solar eclipse visible from our perspective from Fredericksburg, Texas. And we're still about 1 hour and 10 minutes away from that totality. But we are thrilled that our team, Allison Gargaro, along with her crew out there in Fredericksburg, and Melissa Wilson at Baylor University might actually have a pretty good chance of seeing this solar eclipse while we are still under the overcast, cloudy skies.
And you know, you've been looking at the radar on your phone like a great meteorologist would to try to keep your eye on this storm in real time.
Yep.
Because we're trying to see where exactly we're going to get the best view, and it does seem like Allison and Melissa might have a decent chance there. All right, we do want to get to some more coverage here today. We have Amy Bischler, Earth and Planetary Science lecturer at the University of Houston downtown, now joining us here this afternoon. All right, there you go. Good afternoon. How are you?
Good afternoon. Nice to meet you.
It's wonderful to talk to you.
My name is Dr. Amy Bischler.
Dr. Bischler, thanks so much for being with us. So from your perspective, downtown, you're like in the clouds right now, which is a little bit of a disappointment. But, you know, this is still, I'm sure, a really big learning experience. You know, a lot of people from kids to grown-ups.
Yes, that's correct. I'm actually at the University of Houston downtown right now. Live from downtown, I'm a professor of Earth and Planetary Science, and we just had a presentation given to the entire university, and right now all the students are outside with their glasses on and waiting for totality, partial totality I should say, because we are in Houston, Texas. So it is pretty cloudy and rainy, but we're still going to try. We expect maximum darkness to be at 1:40 p.m., 1:30, 1:40. So if students have class, I've instructed them to ask their professors to go outside around that time and be able to see it.
That's awesome. You know, we're just down the Southwest Freeway from you here at Fox 26. At least from our perspective, what we were seeing here was just a low overcast. So it was a little bit of a bummer, but I'm glad that the students are having a chance to participate.
Yes, that's correct. And they've been notified the next time this happens won't be till 2045. It will not go through Texas. It's going to be a little bit further north. So if they can take advantage today, please take advantage of viewing safely with the glasses on.
And you know, there's a lot of different universities all across the country collecting data and information about this year's eclipse as well. Are you guys doing any research or anything, and just like any news gathering as this is taking place?
Not specifically at UHD, but this is a very special time for scientists. For example, totality will cover the entire sun. So a lot of researchers are able to see that outer edge of the corona that you cannot see normally. Also, you are now able in totality to see stars behind the sun that you normally cannot see at that time of year. So for many reasons, this is a big deal that a lot of researchers are studying. Most of our scientists are out west in Fredericksburg or San Antonio trying to view it actively as we speak. So.
Dr. Bischler, I'm going to put you on the spot here, but I know you can handle it because you're a professor of Earth and Planetary Science. You mentioned the research that could be done only during these times of totality, and one of them was about a century ago to prove the theories of Albert Einstein and this concept of gravitational lensing, where they were able to see a star, you know, because the light was being bent. It's a very special thing during totality. It's a big deal, much more than being 95% covered.
Yep. It really is. And that experiment actually, it shows that where you're viewing the star during totality is not where that star is actually located. The light bends, and the star, when you look at it, looks like it's in one spot, and the real position is not in that location. And so that helps scientists to understand what's happening with the theory of relativity, which again is E equals mc squared. So energy equals matter times the speed of light. And when the sun hides, we can study these types of things much better. And they're very short windows, so there's a lot of scientists right now taking advantage of that as we speak.
I love that. Yeah, that's awesome.
And then when you guys get these awesome images from today, how do you incorporate that back into the classroom here for the students, even tomorrow or the week or a couple weeks from now?
Oh, that's easy. I'm teaching planet Earth and physical geology, and so I'll give access to the presentation I gave today to the students, and then we kind of get together and we combine all the images that even the students took. and create a big sort of collage of all of the things that we are seeing, both high-tech scale and then really smaller student level abilities. And we'll have a group project and we'll talk about what they saw, why they saw that, what they expected to see, and how that can teach us new things that we don't have access to during normal daylight time.
That's awesome. Dr. Bickler from UHD, thank you so much for joining us, and I hope that the clouds part, even if just for a moment, so that you and all the students can see the 94.2% coverage that we're going to get here in Houston. Thanks so much for taking time to join us.
Very good.
Thank you.
All right, that's good stuff. All right, let's continue our coverage here. Meteorologist Ramisha Shade. We checked in with her earlier today. She's down there near Hermann Park, checking in with the museum down there. So, Ramisha, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon to you, Anthony. Happy Solar Eclipse Day. We are having a great time here. Of course, it is very cloudy outside. All of the festivities have moved indoors, but we've got a lot of people. Huge turnout here. They're actually going to be showing a video. They're calling it Totality over Texas, and it's basically going to go behind the scenes, showing you the process of what happens during a total solar eclipse. But we've got people lined up for this. They're actually just starting to let these folks in, and I actually want to walk and talk. I want to show you just how long this line is. So just look at this. We've got these people lined up. They're trying to get in. They're going to watch the video to find out what happens during this total solar eclipse. And then between 1 and 3 p.m., they're actually going to show a live stream of the total solar eclipse from Bandera, Texas. Of course, we are not in the path of totality, but of course, as we get closer to around 1:40 p.m., we are going to have our best view here, but those in the path of totality will have a terrific view where it should be complete darkness there, and that is certainly going to be an exciting thing to see, a great thing to behold. So even though we're not going to actually get to see that here, people are excited out at the Houston Museum of Natural Science here at Hermann Park. You can see we've got a 3D moon here. We've got a very long line of people. Folks are excited. They're gearing up for this big event, and we are getting closer and closer. We were hoping that some of those clouds would break up here for us to get our 94.2% view of that moon, blocking out that much of the sun, but unfortunately we got the clouds, we got a little bit of rain, but that's not going to stop us from being excited about this. Of course, you can get Eclipse t-shirts here, you can get Eclipse glasses, so there's lots to do here. They've got tons of exhibits, but the most exciting thing will be happening from 1 to 3 p.m. Of course, that is when they will do that live stream from Bandera, Texas, showing the totality, the total solar eclipse happening in that area. So these folks are lined up, and as you can see, this line extends even farther down. It just keeps going and going and going, and these people are going to get to see some exciting things. Of course, that eclipse happening, that solar eclipse happening when the moon passes between the Earth and the sun, and that moon is going to, of course, cast that shadow on Earth. That's already starting to happen, and we are excited about seeing it. We may not be able to get the best view here, but of course, we've got people stationed all across that path of totality, and we are hoping for a great view. Do you want to be on the news?
Hi.
Hi, guess what? You were just on the news. Are you excited? Are you excited about the eclipse?
Yes. Look what I got.
Wow, look at that. Will this be your first eclipse?
My second.
Your second? Wow, what was your first?
Ring of Fire.
What was that?
Ring of Fire eclipse.
The Ring of Fire eclipse. Wow, he knows a lot. You are very smart. Thank you so much. What's your name?
Jackson.
Jackson, thank you for talking to me. I hope you have fun. Enjoy the movie.
Thank you.
Look what you got. What's your name?
Hallie.
Hi, Hallie. Are you excited about the eclipse?
Yeah.
Me too. Hi, what's your name?
Ezra.
Hello. Are you excited about seeing the eclipse today?
Yeah.
Well, I hope you enjoy it. I hope you enjoy the movie and the live stream. It's going to be a lot of fun. Look at those glasses. Let's put on the glasses. Let's see what you look like. Look at that. You're looking cool. All right, you are ready. And that is a reminder for folks that are going to be able to see the solar eclipse. Wear the proper glasses with the proper solar eclipse filters. Don't just go out there in your regular shades. All right, that is it for me right now here at the Houston Museum of Natural Science at Hermann Park. Meteorologist Ramisha Shade for Fox 26.
So that young man, he was referring to the annular eclipse, which was the Ring of Fire eclipse. That was just this past October.
Yeah, little guy knows his stuff.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he definitely does.
All right, that's cool, though. So many schools this year as well, letting those kids out with their families, enjoying the museum because they don't have school today because it's a kind of cool experience. In the Houston area, only 2 schools did not have classes today. That's Clear Creek and Cleveland ISD. But as you can see here on the left side of your screen, that is a look right now, a live look for you in Mazatlan, Mexico, as they are in about an hour, I believe, approaching Totality over there.
I want to go to Mazatlan, Mexico.
If not for the eclipse, just to hang out.
Yeah, just hang out there. You can fly me down there to cover the eclipse. A little bit late now, but yeah, we get to chill out down there.
All right. Millions of Americans will experience this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity here. A total eclipse will occur across 15 states, including Texas. And I know folks in the Austin, Tyler area, they're going to get about 2 minutes, I think.
Yeah, it's interesting how right down the middle, we have cities like Kerrville, Killeen, Ennis, Texas, Fredericksburg, that are going to get the longest totality, about 4.5 minutes.
Right.
And then the farther away you get, you still get the totality, but it might only last a minute, you know, a minute and a half, something like that. And there is a point that you can go between Houston and Austin where you'll literally just get it for a second or two. And there is a phenomenon called Bailey's beads.
What is that?
With Bailey's beads?
I'm not familiar. Fill me in, Mike.
Well, it has to do with the fact that the moon has craters on it, right? The moon has some terrain, and if you can get into this spot, it only lasts for a second or two, where just the faintest sliver of the sun is shining past the moon, you can see what look to be diamonds or beads. That is the sun shining in between those craters.
What?
Yeah, it's a very cool thing. It's the kind of thing that you would really need to know what you're doing to see it, but I have seen pictures of it.
Yeah.
And it's the kind of thing that was discovered by astronomers in the 1800s. But it's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool concept to think about it, that, you know, we think of these things, the moon and everything is just smooth, and it is mostly, but actually it is kind of, you know, there's got some peaks and valleys and craters and some mountains, and you can actually see some of those details if you're in just the right spot.
We are learning so much here today. Love having Mike here with me along for this ride. Let's check in, though, with Fox's Joy Addison, who is live for us in Austin at a watch party. Joy.
Well, Anthony and Mike, there is so much excitement here in Austin because everyone who has entered this venue here behind me to watch the eclipse on the lawn will have full view of the solar eclipse, because here in Austin, we are in the path of totality. And what that means is that we should be able to see the full eclipse as it comes. There are only about 15 states in the U.S. that are on that path, including Texas. What happens when the solar eclipse will happen in just a few hours is that the moon will pass directly between the sun and the earth, and the face of the sun will be completely blocked, so it'll be dark out here. I've spoken with some people who have traveled for days to get here. They made some pretty big commitments, but they say seeing this eclipse is worth it. Some of them took multiple flights, others stayed in multiple cities to beat the traffic and the big crowds, and the turnout here is pretty incredible because that eclipse will only last for about 4.5 minutes, but people here say that it's worth the trip, and they hope that the rain and the expected cloudy conditions will hold off. So we will have other eclipses in 2024. They will not be total solar eclipses. They'll be partial lunar or solar eclipses. But the next total solar eclipse that we'll be able to see from here in Austin will not be for another 300 years. So this is a pretty special moment for all the people gathered here today. Back to you.
Thank you, Joy. Great to see you. As always, Joy Addison joining us live from Austin, where they are, I'm sure, hoping for the clouds to clear out a little bit so they get a better view.
All right, Joy, thank you so much. Now we are going to check in with our Chelsea Edwards.
Yeah.
All right, so Chelsea, good afternoon. Where are you at? What you seeing?
Hey there. So I've been in Crosby ISD all day exploring how the different schools here have been preparing for such a phenomenal day. We finally made it to Crosby High School, where we got Miss Fakion. chemistry teacher.
Yes.
But you guys, like the district has been really prepping for the solar eclipse.
Yeah, for sure. The district was really, really awesome in the fact that they gave every single student and faculty a viewer that they could view the eclipse safely. And so that was really cool for us because I feel like at the high school sometimes, you know, our kids are older, and so sometimes we focus on like the little kids with all of their just shock and awe of this thing. But like our kids were so really interested, especially to find out like how often the event takes place and how it's just really cool that we're getting to experience it, even with the clouds, like the total, you know, eclipse moment. And so it was really awesome that our district like prioritized that. And then also they let my kids film the safety video for the district. So that was a way to pull in the older kids, kind of mentoring the younger kids on how to make sure they were viewing it safely. So it was fun. Yeah.
Safety first. Okay. You were talking about like the viewers and things. I actually got these.
Oh, wow.
I got these from the Houston Museum of Natural Science. So they actually partnered with you guys too.
Yes, for sure. I have ours, I think, look a slightly, those are actually really cool. I think ours are a little bit different, but yeah, my kids got to film like a safety video where they got to show like how they'll look, because I feel like everyone thinks they're gonna look like 3D glasses like at the movies, and so we're like, no, they're a little different, you know, making sure they don't. But yeah, it was like this kind of basically.
Very cool. Okay, all right. So I love that your scientists here actually have. Yeah, I know, right? I feel like they deserve that title. They've actually delved a little deeper. I mean, we had a great time talking to some of the elementary school students all morning, but you guys have like really been studying this thing. Okay, so who can tell me something that they've learned that they did not know before you started, you know, digging into the solar eclipse?
Edwards. The Perkian effect. I think that's how you pronounce it. It's where red color, it starts looking weird because your eyes start shifting to using rods, which is like your night vision eyes. And it activates because it starts getting darker. And so the red color starts looking weird because they're not as good at perceiving red light.
So is that if you don't like have your eclipse glasses on, it could kind of mess with your vision?
It's nothing to do with looking at the sun. It's just looking around because it's like it's like a half nighttime, half daytime kind of thing. Like the same way whenever you go underwater, red color goes away first.
Oh, very cool. Nice. See, that is something I definitely did not know before talking to you. Okay, does anybody remember the last solar eclipse we had back in 2017?
Yeah, 2017. That's when we were like 6th grade, I believe. I do remember, I think we had the chance to go outside while we were at the middle school. Kind of the similar thing, but I think it was just for the middle school. And just like Ms. McKeon was talking about, you know, it's kind of nice to get the chance for high schoolers to see the same thing, because we also are excited about this. And you know, it happened 7 years ago when we were younger, but I'd love to see the exact same thing happen with actually more totality, if I'm not mistaken. So.
Yeah. Okay. Very cool. Also, one of the things that I read about animals acting funny. Did you guys see anything about that?
Lots of conspiracy. So, like, I've noticed that when I was going on the bus, like, not many students came on, so, like, on the bus, so, like, I feel like many of the parents were, like, scared of this eclipse for no reason.
So they got, like, a day off of school? Is that what's happening?
I guess, yeah.
Anything you guys are excited? I mean, it's cloudy, but anything you guys were maybe excited to see happen during this time?
Shadows supposedly disappear?
Oh, shadows disappear.
And, yeah.
Okay.
And I believe the way light is going to appear on the ground at a partial eclipse before, you know, most of the totality kicks in, I believe the light is going to look less like, I guess, a full light, because every shadow you're going to see on the ground is going to be like it's going to almost look like a semicircle or a crescent moon, as opposed to, you know, just full light and seeing the brightness on the ground. Your shadow is going to have, I guess, curvature to it, and it's going to kind of be missing a portion of what it usually has, or it's going to have kind of crescent moons making up its shadow, if that makes sense.
Very good. That does make sense. Very insightful here. Okay, I do have to give you guys a shout out because we got a little bling, a little medal. So y'all did very well in a UIL tournament recently. Who wants to tell me about it before we go?
So me, Aiden, Oscar, Andrew, and Tan were part of Science UIL for our district. We were able to take home first place, team score 420. It includes biology, chemistry, and physics. And we did pretty good as a group. We're looking forward to region in 3 weeks, 2.5 weeks, something like that. So yes, ma'am. Thank you.
All right, excellent. You can see why they won. So, guys, I'm going to send it back to you, but I've just been amazed so far with all these bright young minds out here.
I would have to agree with that, Chelsea. I'm learning a few things from them as they're talking. Like, I'm learning things as well. So that's cool. All right, Chelsea, thank you so much, and thank those guys there in that classroom and their teacher as well. Good stuff.
That is awesome. Hey, shout out to Crosby High School.
Shout out to Crosby High School.
All right, so Fox reporter Alex Boyer is joining us now from Arlington up in the Metroplex, and we checked in with Stephen Morgan from Fox Weather, who was at the Cotton Bowl a little while ago. And look at that sun shining on you, Alex. That's got you're in the right spot.
Guys, we are in the right spot. You know, we really got lucky because as we got here first thing in the morning, it was cloudy. You could not see the sun through the clouds. But as you can see, without angling the camera up right into the eclipse, the sun is really shining here in Arlington. And talk about a learning experience. This is home. UT Arlington is home to the third largest planetarium in the state of Texas. As you take a live look behind me, you can see that people are really starting to stake out their prime real estate here in the quad area, which is located right outside of the planetarium, for a chance to really get a great glimpse at the eclipse. The school has been really good about providing those solar glasses for free. They actually still have some for folks who have decided to come down here last minute. And you know, we talk about the science behind all of this. You may be able to see there in the distance, there are two giant telescopes there. And the white one actually is one that we are tethered into with Ethernet, and we're able to provide all of our viewers, at least here in the Dallas area, with a direct view of what the total eclipse looks like at this point. So pretty incredible. And the other really interesting thing that they're doing here is there are astronomers and other scientists who are walking around, able to interact with folks who are here, ask them any kind of question that they may have about science, about what they are seeing. But again, the performance right now, of course, the headliner is the partial eclipse that is getting underway. We thankfully are able to see it here in the Dallas area. I hope things clear up for you guys in the Houston area. But yeah, pretty exciting. I had a chance to put on my glasses just a minute before we went on to check it out for myself, and it is a pretty cool thing to see in person.
And with all the students there too, it's awesome. I mean, we've Alex, we've heard from students so far in our show beginning at noon. We've heard from preschoolers to high schoolers, and now you're on a college campus. So very cool stuff.
All right, thank you so much, Alex. All right, we're going to stay in that area, though. We're going to head over to David Santendry, who's in Dallas for us this afternoon as well. Give us another look. Hopefully he's seeing some clear skies as well. Dave, here we go. David, how are you?
Hey, we're doing well over here. Hit or miss with the cloud cover. It seems every few minutes the clouds go away, and then a few minutes they come back, obviously hoping for the best. It looked like Alex had some light where he was at. Same story over here. When we came out here this morning, there was plenty of cloud cover, and it was just looking really dreary, not the best of moods for people around here at the Dallas Arboretum, where we're stationed at. But within the past hour or so, we've been seeing the sun probably more times than not. I actually can throw on some eclipse glasses right now, and oh yeah, we got a good look at it right now. So people are hoping it stays like this throughout the next couple hours. 1:40 is when we're supposed to experience it here. Again, I mentioned we're at the Dallas Arboretum. This is a botanical garden, 66 acres of just beautiful nature. And behind me is White Rock Lake. This is just east of Dallas, a beautiful setting where people typically come to this lawn and they might hear an evening concert right on the water. But tonight, instead of facing toward that stage, they're facing the opposite direction up the lawn, looking right over at the sun. We've had plenty of people from out of town, other parts of Texas coming in, out of state, even talked to a woman who flew in from Paris, France earlier today, or she came in a few days ago, but she was here earlier today. So this might not be the spot with the most people in Dallas, but I think it's certainly one of the most beautiful spots for it all to happen. And there's more than just, you know, people coming to have fun out here. There's some people who are trying to get a little bit of education. I know you guys in Houston know all about NASA. NASA has a crew here on scene. They're conducting some experiments and just providing education on the sun for some of these people here. They're on the opposite end of the property, but we've had some opportunities to speak with them a little bit ago. So now it's just the waiting game. It looks like we're, you know, less than an hour away. So it's just been a fun ride for us up here in North Texas. Hope you guys are having fun down there. Before I send it back to you guys, though, I do have one question for y'all in the studio. I can't ask this while being on your newscast. Does anyone know what sports director Will Kunkel is doing right now for the Eclipse? That's my buddy from back in Charlotte, North Carolina when we worked together. Anyone know where Will's at?
Oh, Will's a piece of work.
I'm not aware. I don't know where he is right now, but I'm sure he'll make his way to the studio at some point today. Yeah. I believe we got some sports to talk about later on in our newscast.
He's probably in a locker room somewhere. Is what I'm thinking there. No, we appreciate.
I can tell you that Will's wife Hannah is a great person. Will is not as great as Hannah. Just kidding. They're both fantastic people. We love Will's wife, and Will's a great person. So I was thrilled to find out that he was coming back into the Fox family just down the highway from us.
Yeah, we're lucky to have him. I'm going to tell him you said that.
Not only are we going to tell him, we're going to clip the video. We're going to clip the video and make sure he watches it.
That's right.
Maybe tell him I said some bad things about him too.
Okay. Yeah. David, you're the man. Thank you so much for that look in Dallas, in that area. We really appreciate it. And hey, to our viewers here watching on Fox Local, here on Fox 26, even if you're streaming on fox26houston.com, we want to see your pictures.
That's right. Now look at Briella. She is excited. She's ready. She's got her glasses. And this is from
Chris in
Houston. Yeah. Okay, so sending us pictures. Now this was on a sunnier day. I want to say she's probably getting ready for this maybe over the weekend. But the kids are excited. It's like you look through the glasses, you can't see anything.
And then all of a sudden.
But then, yeah, if you look at the sun, you can. It's the only time you could really look at the sun is if you have these kinds of glasses on.
And you got to make sure they're certified.
Yeah, there's a lot of bogus ones out there.
Yeah, there's some bogus ones out there.
So
but the moral of the story, we want more pictures, all right? So you can also scan that QR code on the top right-hand corner. Go to our news app, and you can vote now and send us some pictures. We want to see those adorable kiddos out there enjoying this historic day. But hey, time this afternoon, 12:56. We'll be right back after this quick break, though, with some additional coverage for you as we watch this total solar eclipse in 2024. Welcome back to our special Eclipse over Texas coverage 2024 right here on Fox 26.
We have all of our colleagues. They are all over Texas, north, south, east, west. But of course, this is Space City, and we have Space Center Houston, and that's where our Fox 26 Houston's morning show anchor DeLon Dillard is joining us right now. And you have moved outside, sir.
Yeah, I sure have. This is really where obviously the action is going on. You saw inside, there were people inside, but outside is really where it's going on. You can, I'm not really looking up, obviously, because I don't have my glasses on. What I would like to call my Prada Cartier glasses on. I only put those on when I'm looking up. I know when the clouds have moved away because the crowd out here just starts to cheer and explode because obviously we aren't as blessed with the best of view. It's still a decent view, but not the best of view compared to other places here in Texas. But the minute those clouds move away, everybody is so excited. This is really a telltale sign of any eclipse when you see people laying out here with their glasses on, looking up into the sky. And I just spoke with a woman who actually you're going to hear from in just a second. She told me over 2,000 people are here and counting to see the eclipse from out here and obviously experience it as just you said, Mike, Space City. You heard me in my last hit reference the different numbers of people who are here as far as visiting from different states. I spoke with someone from Chicago. There's actually a map out here where you mark exactly where you're visiting from. I'm seeing people mark that they're from South Africa. I'm seeing Indonesia, Australia. So I heard you all reference how this really brings everyone together and unites everyone. This is really so true. Again, so many different people. Where are y'all from? We're live on TV. Where are you from?
Spain.
You're from Spain. You're visiting here from Spain. Yeah. Incredible. Okay. Where y'all from over here? Where are you guys from? You're from England, visiting specifically for the eclipse. Not really the eclipse, but just here visiting. Okay. Well, first of all, welcome to Houston. Thank you so much. So, again, obviously a sign that this is bringing so many people here to Houston, whether it be for the eclipse or really just for anything else. Let me bring in here Keisha. We were just talking. 2,000 people here visiting.
And counting. You can see people are now making their way into Space Center Houston. Our guests are coming out to Independence Plaza, staking out their spot as we get to the path to Totality here. So, very exciting. The celebration's underway.
So, obviously, they just told me they're from Spain, England. How does it feel to have international visitors here?
Well, it's what we're all about at Space Center Houston. We're about bringing people in space closer together. So it's wonderful to see this in action. And, that's really fixed our guest profile. About half of the folks are from the Houston area and then half are tourists coming from destinations all over. But it's great to celebrate this special moment together.
So we had you on the morning show Friday and you talked about so many of the events that were happening. From Friday all the way until today. Absolutely. How has it been throughout the weekend and today?
It's been wonderful. Our guests are really learning, right? They're learning about the science behind what they're going to see here in about an hour. And it's been great. And everybody's really in a celebratory mood. It's really fun out here. People are having a good time.
So guests who still want to make it out here because they still have time.
Absolutely.
What will they experience and see when they get out here on the patio?
Absolutely. Tickets are still available. Come on into Space Center Houston. Get your commemorative glasses. We're getting very close to that time, 1:40 p.m., but we've got the Houston Astronomical Society out here. They've got some of their special telescopes here. Enjoy our pop-up labs. And then certainly everything that Space Center Houston always has to offer in past, present, and future of space exploration.
With 2,000 people, did you expect it to be that high?
We were expecting it to be that high, and we think it's going to grow through the day. Like I said, we just started with the eclipse. Those little breaks in the cloud. You can see the moon starting to take a little bite out of the sun, and we'll move to that full totality. So we're expecting that we'll see more guests throughout the day.
Gotcha. Okay. Always good to see you, Keisha. I appreciate you.
Thanks for having us. Thanks for being here.
So again, I have my Cartier YSL Prada shades on hand for when the clouds move away. At this point, I can tell you the clouds have not moved. Or actually, okay, you hear them gawking. Here they go. I think the clouds are moving. Yep, the clouds are moving just a bit again, so you can see just a bit of the partial eclipse just a bit. So that's really the latest happening out here. And hopefully Mother Nature is on our side just a bit more. And really, when the clouds move away, you can really feel the temperature start to rise a bit. It gets a bit warmer, which is another telltale sign that the clouds are moving away. And Mother Nature's on our side. So back to you guys.
Delon is so extra with his designer.
He's expensive.
Glasses. Come on now.
We've learned that much through that report. Delon is expensive.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I've got a pair. Although we're not going to need them because we're indoors.
We're indoors. I had one from Sonic. Sonic brought by some new like an ice cream kind of thing.
And they gave
Eclipse
you some
ice cream.
glasses?
Yeah, and they dropped off some glasses too. So I have special Eclipse Sonic version.
Doesn't get any better than that.
Yeah.
But you guys got to be careful that there are a couple out there that are pretty much knockoffs, and you want to be careful because you can really hurt your eyes if you try to look. All right, more team coverage for you here this afternoon. We have our Allison Gargaro. She is joining us now live, and I believe she's in Fredericksburg.
Yeah.
All right.
So have the clouds kind of broken up, or what are you seeing?
I swear
Within the last 30 seconds, this giant cloud came overhead, but up until now, it has been clear. We've been able to see it. Everybody has their glasses, and it's just so fun to see everybody looking up with the glasses on, of course. And it's just such a cool experience. Now I understand what everyone's saying, that it's almost hard to explain, but it's just crazy to look up at the sun and you see the moon kind of clouding it over. But I have some really cool guests. And of course I have to find the dog. Yes, that's okay. But take a look at this cutie pie. What is his name again? Kingsley. Here, Kingsley, look at the camera. Oh no. Okay, maybe he's a little camera shy right now. We're gonna get him for you. And why did you have to put glasses on him?
Well, you know, I don't think he's going to look at the sun for an extended period of time, but you never know. We're not taking any chances.
Not with this little cutie pie. And where are you guys coming from?
Well, I live close to Houston, but I met my brother and sister in San Antonio last night. They came from Florida and Alaska. So.
Wow. Okay, so we're going across the board here. Yeah. And we have sweet little Kingsley, and then this cute little Rottweiler here also had the glasses on just a few minutes ago. But honestly, it is such a great experience that everybody's out here and you have these big crowds and, you know, you're sitting next to each other. Folks are on blankets, but everyone's just looking up. And here in Fredericksburg, you know, it's been busy. We've been out here since there were a handful of folks, but it's really starting to pick up. You can see a lot of cars are parked. I mean, there's definitely not a spot in town, and folks are still driving by. There's some food trucks, so folks are able to eat. Actually open carry here for beer and wine, so I think some folks are enjoying a little drink as well. And plenty of areas to go to the restroom if need be, because, you know, this is a long journey. But I have two couples over here that I want to introduce you guys to. And this is Allison, and we have
Dale. And Brian.
And Vicky. Okay. And y'all are coming from San Diego and then South Carolina. And this is not the first time you guys have seen an eclipse.
No, this will be our third eclipse all completely. We've done two. This will be our second total, and we've also done the annular.
And where were all of those located for you?
Charleston, South Carolina in 2017, and in 2023 we were in Albuquerque for the annular, and then we're here in Fredericksburg for 2024.
And you guys have binoculars with the whole setup.
Yeah, I kind of put the NASA filters on the front right there. It cost me all of like 25 cents to do it.
Wow.
So I get a little close-up of the sun.
All right, sorry, we're going to get back to Allison here in a moment. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what Totality looks like. This is coming to us from Mexico. And what you're seeing, that glow around the black disk of the moon, is the corona. In fact, if you look at the top and left, you can actually see like a little bright red spot. Sometimes in addition to the corona, you can actually see solar flares.
I was just about to ask.
Yeah, you can see solar flares that are coming off of the surface of the sun. It's at this moment is the only time that you can remove the eclipse glasses and take a look without any harm to your eyes and behold this amazing corona, which of course means crown, this crown around the sun. The corona is far hotter than the surface of the sun. The surface of the sun is about 6,000 degrees, 5,500 K. The corona is about 1 to 3 million degrees.
Oh, wow.
It's much, much hotter, and it is mysterious because you can't see it when the sun is, you know, unless the sun is covered by the moon. You just can't see it. So this is an amazing view. I've never seen it. You know, I would love to see it in person.
Yeah, same.
Love to see that in person. But this is what the folks down there in Mexico are seeing, and this is what we are going to be seeing here in Texas in about 30 minutes from now. It begins down in deep South Texas actually in about 15 minutes, and it'll move over to the west of the Austin area in about 25 to 30 minutes. Amazing.
Do you know how long this is going to last in Mexico? Is it 4 minutes?
It's about 4 minutes, yeah. If you're right in the middle of that totality, it's about 4 minutes and 20 some odd seconds. But yeah, just amazing.
That's
just
awesome.
amazing. It turns to night.
It turns to night.
Now, can you imagine what the ancients
You know,
Can you imagine?
I have to be very honest. I have been going down this little bit of a rabbit hole on social media because, like, it is interesting because today we have all this science that we know and we can kind of decipher, you know, the facts that we do know that we can prove to be true. But back then, it was a lot of just like culture in so many words. It was culture, so you were experiencing this from a different perspective. So I was going down a rabbit hole kind of watching and learning a little bit about how, like, the Navajo, for example, viewed eclipses and other cultures as well. So this has been very cool. If nothing else, I'll be very honest as well, like, I didn't know much about the eclipse, right? I've paid attention just a little bit, but it has been educational for me personally to just learn, even just sitting here next to you and listen to these kids in these different classrooms across our viewing area, like Crosby, Chelsea was there, and kids are really loving it, and I get why. It's a phenomenon that we don't see happen often, and this is something you can really relish in as far as the historical moment and what it is, but also, you know, think back a couple years and be like, man, back in 2024, I was here doing this, experiencing this eclipse.
That's right. Now, another thing to talk about is the fact that it is an amazing coincidence, or some, and I happen to be of the persuasion that I think that there's an element of design to some things in science, is that the size of the moon so closely resembles the size of the sun from our perspective. The sun is obviously much larger than the moon, but the moon is closer to us. And so the difference is negligible between the size of the disk of the moon that we see and the sun, which is why we can get this completely covered. It's not that way on other planets. There are eclipses that take place on other planets. If you're on the surface of Mars, you can see an eclipse from the Martian moon, but it's smaller than the sun. So it only covers maybe a quarter of the sun. And you can see eclipses from Jupiter. There are total solar eclipses on Jupiter as well because they have big moons. But it's not like this. And I find that to be an amazing
My mouth is open. You guys
wonder.
can't see me. You don't want to see me, but like I'm just kind of listening to Mike, and it is cool. And now we start to see this is a cool shot as well.
Yeah,
The
because
clouds.
and eventually we're going to work our way out of the totality there, and you start to see, and then it gets too bright to look at. You got to put the glasses back on again.
I love that, and they kind of change the filter. It looks like so now you start to see a little bit of that.
Yep, exactly. So they had to put that heavy filter back on. Yeah. So this is kind of like what you would see with the solar glasses back on.
And again, this is in Mazatlan, Mexico. This shot courtesy of NASA. And so 1:10, I believe, is when we started to get this full totality here in Mexico. So we've got about a minute or so left on this, minute 30 seconds or less on this. And then we're going to continue to follow this path, you know, as we are expecting totality here in Houston at 1:40 here this afternoon. And it was interesting, too, the longest viewing areas. If you're in Kerrville, Killeen, or Ennis, Texas, you're going to get the longest viewing, a little bit more than 4 minutes or so. But if you're in Austin, Tyler area, that's going to be 2 minutes. Even that was interesting to me.
Yeah.
You could just be in Texas, but then the time as how long you're going to be able to experience that from where you're at was also super interesting.
Yeah, the other thing, too, that's surprising, because I haven't been to many eclipses myself, is that you'd be amazed the difference between having 90% of the sun covered and 100% of it covered.
Right.
Because the sun is so bright, because we had an eclipse this past October, and it was about an 85% eclipse, I think. And even just having that 15%, it was still pretty sunny.
Yeah.
And it did look a little spooky. You know, you had the crescent kind of shadows through the trees and stuff. And it was interesting for a few minutes, but it wasn't like this.
Oh, this is a close-up,
that's just
right?
something really, really special.
And now they kind of give us a close-up, I believe, of the moon again from the other side.
I wonder if this is. Yeah, I wonder if this is from a different spot. So this is coming to us from NASA also. As I assume they've got a lot of cameras kind of trained on this thing. I also think it's cool. A lot of times our viewers, we have a lot of viewers out there who are really, really talented, like amateur photographers. And they could send us some beautiful pictures. So I want to encourage you to send us, please send us those pictures as well. You could tag us on Twitter/X. You could post it to our, our Facebook page. We'd love to see these pictures.
Again, this is a live look for you from Mexico as they are now approaching the end of Totality. But we're going to continue to cover this as the moon will continue its path, and we'll be viewing this in the Houston area at 1:40 here. So about a half hour or so, we're going to hopefully get a view if the clouds play nicely. But again, we'll return after this quick break with another look at the total solar eclipse.
Welcome back to our coverage of the total solar eclipse 2024. Now, this is coming to us from NASA. Again, that's that beautiful, beautiful corona that you can only see during the totality of a solar eclipse. Such a rare sight. Anthony, you got to be in just the right place at just the right time, which is why people travel from all over the world to these places to get a glimpse, and then you just pray it's not cloudy.
Yeah. And we've been sending up some prayers.
Yes,
we've been sending up some prayers because we are hoping, we've been checking in with a lot of our reporters all across the state of Texas here, and sometimes you check in with them like, you know what, we've got a clear view, the clouds look good, and you check back in and then it's cloudy. So we are hoping that some of our reporters out there will give us a nice little view, and folks out there throughout the community, various communities, will be able to see up above. But this is a cool shot, man, I gotta say, from NASA as we continue to look at this total solar eclipse. Now, I believe Eagle Pass is probably one of the first locations in the path that will get a chance to see totality as well, and I think that's happening close to 1:30 or so, 1:40, somewhere there. So it's gonna be cool. So just kind of sit tight. Hopefully you guys have your glasses. You're going to be prepared to see it and go outside.
I just, so I think that image we're seeing on the right, is that the one from Fredericksburg? I think it is. I got a text from my daughter. She's lucky. Well, I have three, but my 17-year-old is lucky because she just happens to be in astronomy class this hour.
That's cool.
So they didn't want to let the whole school out because there's like 3,000 kids, you know. But so she and her class got outside, and so she got a chance to snapshot. She said everybody's just oohing and eyeing and just like cheering, you know. So it's such a cool thing, you know, to get everybody interested in science, or you know, or just in general, just the wonders of of nature, right?
And you know, to get 17-year-olds, 18-year-olds to ooh and ah,
right.
that could be difficult.
To look up at the sky instead of down at the phone.
Right.
That's right, yeah.
That's good stuff. We're going to step away from this view here really quickly. We'll get back to it, but we do want to get to our Melissa Wilson, who is joining us in Waco, Texas, on the campus of Baylor University. So Melissa, good afternoon to you. How are the clouds and the skies playing along?
Look at our view. It has been incredible. In Waco, we have gotten to experience the entire partial solar eclipse so far. So we are feeling incredibly blessed on the campus of Baylor because we have gotten to experience the entire thing. Just about the time it started, all of the clouds dissipated and they haven't been back. And no one here can believe it because it was fairly cloudy earlier and now it is just incredible. Why we are on Baylor campus is because Baylor teamed up with the city of Waco, NASA, the Lowell Observatory, and they are all working together today. There are more people here in Waco than any other city besides Clear Lake, perhaps. But I got to catch up with the director of the astrophysics department earlier today, and he told me that this is beyond meaningful to him. And I asked him, you know, for somebody who loves this, how much does it mean to him? And here's what he had to say. He talked to me about this is something that he will never forget in his lifetime, and that's what he's hoping happens to everybody today, that when somebody asks you in 20 years where you were for the total solar eclipse, you'll remember that moment oh so well. And so I love that he was able to talk about that. Now, something else that he talked about, as they were thrilled to be able to team up with Baylor, and so they have got hundreds of thousands of people who have come here from all over the country to Waco. Here on Baylor campus, there are 10,000 students out here right now, which is remarkable to see. They are also celebrating Dia del Oso, the Day of the Bear. That's why you hear the fun music and everything going on in the background. They are dancing over there by the stage and having a good old time. But very soon, when we get closer to Totality, in probably about 10 minutes, it's going to get a lot quieter and a lot more serious here because they actually have a physics professor who is going to be on the stage walking us through what to expect. He's going to be telling us everything that is happening. He's going to be telling us what to look out for, how to listen to the wildlife, where he said that more than likely we are going to start hearing the crickets start chirping, which is really interesting, what the birds will start doing, and even the dogs. I mean, almost, we have seen dozens of dogs out here, and we're just interested to see what that's going to be like. Now, the bear, I wish we could see the Baylor Bears, the actual bears. Their beautiful area where they live is just, goodness, probably 2 blocks away, and I know a lot of people are stationed over there just to see how they react, so we're excited about that as well. But you can tell they're rocking here on Baylor campus, and so it's just been really fun to be able to experience that. Again, right now, what we're able to see with our glasses is a crescent. It looks like the crescent sun instead of the crescent moon, and I've never said that before, you guys. I have never said what a beautiful crescent sun it is, but that is certainly what is here at Waco, you guys.
I'm so glad that the clouds cleared out. It's like, Melissa, it's like it happened just in time.
It's truly remarkable. I mean, I really had goosebumps when I started seeing the clouds, and they're just gone. They're all around us lower, but they are nowhere near the sun. It's just unbelievable. I posted a picture a few minutes ago because I was able to safely use my photographer's filter with my cell phone, and I said it really feels like a solar eclipse miracle today because, it was really unlikely that this was going to happen, but here we are. We feel very blessed because of it.
Yeah. And Melissa, I know earlier you spoke to the president of Baylor University. It seems like they have cultivated just an awesome atmosphere for so many students to just enjoy and experience today. For the folks just joining us this afternoon, what was that conversation about?
Oh, it was so nice to be able to talk to her on such a busy day. She loved being out here, being able to be with the students, and I actually see her over there with her dog right now and her husband. So she made it a family fair as well. I've seen a lot of parents here with their students because they wanted to experience this. And so I feel like the campus just opened up and said, bring your families, bring your dogs, just be together and cherish this moment that we are always going to remember.
Awesome stuff. Melissa Wilson, thank you so much. And we're going to check back with her, of course, because in a couple of minutes, it sounds like they're going to have a really good opportunity to see Totality.
I think, well, we learned from that. We learned from a young man from Crosby High School a while ago about how the light changes when you're almost, you know, a lot of the sun is blocked. See, I think about that. I remember that did happen this past fall with the eclipse. For a brief period of time, the colors outside just look different. I think the greens look greener and everything just looks like a little bit stranger out there. So even if it's not a total eclipse.
Man, sometimes you just gotta be quiet and look at this view. That is awesome. Hey, we got more coverage. Let's check in with our morning anchor, Delon Dillard. He is joining us now live here in Houston. So Delon, you were talking to a lot of folks there from different countries even. I believe you spoke to someone from Spain and South Africa. Just talk about that experience and the excitement there in the crowd.
I mean, it really is incredible, right, to speak with people from so many different countries coming here specifically to experience something like this with all of us in a city like Houston. Obviously, we know it as Space City. To come here to NASA specifically and experience this. And I mean, you can even see behind me, the crowd really has grown since you saw me the last time. So many people are out here. Where are you ladies from?
Brazil.
Brazil. Again, you see what I'm saying? So many people. Let's keep walking for a second. I'll show you because the crowd is huge out here. There are so many people out here. We'll walk out here for a second. Some loyal Fox 26 viewers are actually out here. And I'll show you because, again, it's so much room out here for you to still look up, lay down on the sidewalk and look up. Let me ask a couple of more people. Where are you all from? Are you all from here? Where are you from?
Mexico.
Mexico. Again, we have Mexico here. We have so many different people here just trying to experience this all together and celebrate this together. It is really an incredible experience when you see, especially in our country, united for something just like this. And it seems like Mother Nature is not hating on us a little bit as she was earlier, because I can see it a lot better now. Earlier, again, we really could not see this at all because the clouds were covering this. And again, when the clouds move, the temperatures go up. So that's really a sign that even if I don't look up, I know that the clouds have moved away. Let's keep walking here for a second. How y'all doing? Y'all doing good? Where are you ladies from?
Mexico.
Mexico. How does it feel to be here and experience this today?
It's just amazing. It's a lifetime experience.
Lifetime experience. How does it feel to be here today and experience this?
A lifetime experience, definitely. I was 6 years old when the last time it happened, and now I'm 38, so twice I've seen this.
And why did you want to be out here, specifically here today, to experience this?
Oh, living the experience with NASA and getting to the theme event and everything, like having all the energy from people, that was the reason.
And I know the clouds were covering this just a little while ago and everybody was a little frustrated. And then you heard the cheers when the clouds moved away. How does it feel now with the clouds moving and you can see it better?
Yeah, the wind is helping a lot for the clouds to move, and we have a chance to watch it actually.
Yeah. Finally, we do. Finally, we do right here. So there you have it. People are a lot more excited now as we approach, the 140 mark. What time is it now? It is 1:27, so we're almost there. And it seems like Mother Nature knew when it was time to be on her game and time to move those clouds the way she did what she needed to do. So we are certainly grateful and appreciative of that, fellas.
It is amazing. Delon, you're the third person now out of our reporters to tell us that skies and the clouds seem to be parting and we're getting some good views.
Just the right time. Wow.
Love that.
I did want to let you know real quick, guys, that we did just get an alert that parts of our area are now under a tornado watch. So it doesn't include Harris County, but it does include Montgomery County, along with Grimes County, Polk County, and Walker County. So as we talked, and San Jacinto. So as we talked about this morning, when we were taking a look at the future cast, it looked like the greatest chance for seeing storms that could produce hail and things like that was going to be north and west of Houston. So really, if you're watching us this afternoon from Huntsville, from Navasota, from Brenham, you guys are under a tornado watch. That means conditions are favorable for tornadoes or severe thunderstorms to form, and that's going to be in effect all the way until 8 p.m. this evening. So yeah, in those locations it's actually pouring down like cats and dogs over there. So you guys are totally missing out on this eclipse, unfortunately, if you live in that area from Austin County, Waller County, all the way back over to around Walker County. Just missing out on it, unfortunately.
We have been keeping an eye on the radar because as you've been watching, so many people have traveled from near and far to view the eclipse. And part of the conversation behind the scenes we're having is just travel back home. Yeah. Especially for the folks in the Dallas area, maybe even. So when they hit the road, we could be looking at some severe weather around that time.
Okay, let's head out to Allison because I think we're probably getting close to Totality out there in Fredericksburg. Give us an update, Allison.
Yes, we are. Everybody is cheering right now because we have a little bit of a break in the clouds. And there it goes, the cloud back over. But we have 3 minutes and 30 seconds exactly until Totality starts. But I want to let you know that even though there's clouds, you can really start to see it getting dark. It honestly is giving me the chills, but it's just so much fun to see the entire crowd cheering together and getting excited. Everybody has their professional cameras out. Everybody has their glasses on. They are ready to go. We're about 3 minutes away, and our Totality is going to be 4 minutes and 23 seconds. We are pretty much smack dab in the middle. So we've been watching this, and our camera is doing a really good job at getting it, you know, when the clouds are not overhead. But I'm looking, and we could be seeing some breaks in the clouds. So let me tell you, I am praying that it will be, and everybody is, honestly, it's just such a cool experience. We mentioned that there's some dogs out here, and they all seem fine. They're just hanging out. It's really everybody that's looking up. And honestly, it's quiet right now. I kind of feel like there's a little bit of suspense. Are we going to see it? And honestly, I think we will be able to. Looks like maybe a few more breaks, but it's been fun to talk to folks from all over the world. We're talking Australia to the Netherlands, London, and then spots even close. We heard a lot of folks just coming up from San Antonio or coming down from Austin. And surprisingly, there's been a pretty big group of folks that have seen this before, and they wanted to travel to Fredericksburg, Texas, so that they can see it once again. And I'm starting to get the draw of why you would want to travel and come. Honestly, right now, the temperatures are starting to drop. Folks are, you know, their hair is blowing in the wind. There's a little bit of a breeze, but it's really starting to get dark. And yes, we're seeing the clouds, and, you know, you guys have been able to see pictures of Totality starting in Mexico, but we're getting there. Oh, okay, we have a little view of it. You can start to hear some claps in the background, but let me see my timer. We're about 1 minute and 22 seconds away. Oh yeah. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but it's giving me the chills. This is awesome. Just a little sliver of the sun that we have left. I mean, we are almost to Totality right now, and it's getting dark. I mean, you feel like the sun is setting, but no, we're in the middle of the day right now, and this is just so impressive, guys. I can't believe we're almost a minute away. You know, folks have been waiting months, if not potentially years in some cases for this, and we're now 49 seconds away. Here we go, 45, less than a minute. Okay, there's a little cloud overhead, but I'm looking out of where the clouds are moving, and it looks like we could be seeing a little sliver, hopefully. This is bizarre. It's dark outside right now. It is literally dark. Here we go. We are basically in the middle, and we're still seeing some clouds, but this is so crazy. It is dark out. Listen to this. Oh, okay, 14 seconds, 13. This is bizarre. Oh, there it is. We are in Totality. There we go. We have, you know, a few more minutes left, but it is pitch black. You would think that it's dark outside, that we're at nighttime, but no. We are in the middle of Totality right now. This is so surreal to hear everyone cheering, and that we can't see even a glimpse of the sun. This is just such an incredible experience, and to be experiencing it with people from all over, different backgrounds, and just, I can see the smile on people's faces, but hey, it is still a little bit dark out here. This truly is incredible. So like I mentioned, we have in total 4 minutes and 23 seconds. So we are in that. And yes, there's clouds out, so we haven't been able to see the best view of the moon and what we can't see of the sun, but this is just truly such a great experience. And to just hear everybody cheering, And, you know, we're moving the camera around. The kids, everyone. Okay, we might be seeing a little bit of a peek here. Listen to the crowds. Yep, there it is. So, oh, this is so cool. Folks are flying drones. I mean, they're making sure that they get the best shot possible. Now, I wish we were in Melissa's stance right now where she said that, you know, there is no clouds in the sky. Unfortunately for us, we do have some of those clouds, but still, I mean, it's still dark. This is so crazy to see shadow, like you can barely see some of the folks out. It does truly feel like it's nighttime here. And just the energy. I mean, I see families hugging each other, smiling, everyone's taking video. Why not? You won't be able to see this again for 20 more years. We are in it and feeling good. And unfortunately, these clouds, a little bit of a bummer. I can see a little bit of an outline. It might be coming back. Here's some more cheers. But wow, this is just so great. And my photographer, Matthew, is doing such a great job. Here we go. It's like the clouds are peeking back just perfectly. And when folks were telling us that you literally can see like the edge, the crescents of the moon, they are not kidding. That the sun is completely behind the moon. It is 100% dark here. I mean, this is just the most amazing experience. A little bit of a breeze. You definitely felt the temperature drop. I mean, earlier it was hot, but now it is much, much cooler. Guys, I wish you could be experiencing this with us. This is just so incredible, but I'm glad the clouds have parted just a bit for us to see that totality.
That is so cool to
Mike
see.
and Anthony.
We're jealous. No, we're totally jealous. We got to go to Austin now, Allison. Thanks so much.
Yeah, we got John Krinjak joining us now from Austin. John, look at that.
Look. Oh.
Hey, guys. Oh my gosh, you came to us just at the right moment. It is like nighttime here in Austin, Texas. It's cloudy, but it is dark. People are excited. This is something that hasn't happened here in Austin in 600 years. It's not going to happen for another 300 years. I'm kind of speechless here, but I do want to talk to some people. Guys, why did you want to come out here and experience this?
I wanted to come with my family, my grandson, my granddaughter, my kids, just totally like, it's once in a lifetime, not really, but you know what I mean.
It kind of is. Yeah, it's like 600 years. How about you? How cool is this?
It is amazing. I wanted to come out here because it's probably a once in a lifetime.
Yeah. And could you see the eclipse with your glasses?
Yes.
Let me see your glasses. Those are pretty cool. Those are pretty cool. How about you? What was this like for you?
It's amazing, Mo. It feels great out here. It feels great. I feel the energy. It feels perfect.
Yeah. And we keep hearing that from people. It's really about the energy out here. It's about experiencing something together. It's about feeling that sort of connectedness. There's about several thousand people here at least. This is a long in Austin, a lot more people down there on the lawn as well. There's entertainment. But you know what? The clouds, it really didn't make a difference here. People are really enjoying this, and it really is a sight to see in person. Guys, back to you.
All right. And you know, John, I have to admit, man, it is so cool to even see the skyline in Austin. You know, with it being nighttime, to seeing the skyline there, man, that is so cool. And it's only lasting about 2 minutes, I believe, in Austin. But lots of good energy there. John, thank you so much.
Those people are partying.
As you should.
I know, as you should. It's that once-in-a-lifetime experience.
I couldn't hear.
Oh, my goodness. Hey, where is this shot we're looking at? Is this also from Austin, you guys? This is.
Oh, that's from Baylor.
This is in Waco.
Can we check? Is Melissa talking to somebody else, or can we talk to Melissa?
Okay, so our Melissa Wilson is in Waco, Texas. She's been there all morning for us, and this is the live look from Waco, Texas. And you can see, I believe they are at Totality at this point. You can't see a thing.
That is unbelievable.
You guys, I would love to hear from Melissa if we can get that together. I would love to see what's going on and hear what she has to say. Melissa?
You guys, you're not going to believe this. So it's so dark in Waco that I couldn't turn on my microphone. I had to go find a flashlight because that's how dark it is. Wow. And I know you can probably hear my voice quivering because I know it sounds crazy, but I am so overwhelmed. I mean, it is remarkable. It is very quiet here. No one's making a sound, and birds are flying really low below the tree line. And it is remarkable. Like, it is so absolutely beautiful. And I'm seeing bright spots around the sun, bright red spots. Right now I have Dr. Fears with us, and tell me your position here and what this means. You've been walking us through what's going on.
So I'm a teacher here in the physics department, and this is just an incredible sight to see an actual solar eclipse coming through this town that we're actually in. If you actually look right now, you'll actually see some of the stars. You can see Jupiter over here, and I think Venus or Mars just went behind the clouds. But this is such a privilege to be able to be here and actually see what's going on and see the full corona of the sun. Such a once-in-a-lifetime chance.
I didn't expect to see the red spots. Can you explain that are right there on it?
So that is just going to be some of the refraction of the light coming in through, and so it'll look a little bit redder, and you can actually see a little bit of the bead on the very bottom of the sun right there. That's going to be one of Bailey's beads.
See, Bailey's
some
beads.
Extra light leaking through from the roughness.
Go
of the
Bailey.
surface of the moon.
Where they're laughing at Bailey's beads. It sounds like it's Baylor, right? So what are you feeling right now? Are you a little overwhelmed by, like me, where it's so quiet and everyone's in awe, and you just really feel everyone just soaking in this moment?
Yeah, it definitely feels bigger than all of us, and there's definitely a sense of calmness and awe going on right now. It's indescribable. It's amazing.
I just can't believe how we went from this party atmosphere to just complete silence. And again, I didn't see a bird all day, and then all of a sudden they were flying so low just right in front of my eyes, and it's just truly remarkable to be able to experience that. Why don't you come over here and then tell us what you've been experiencing talking to the students?
It's been great. We've had so many students coming through, asking questions, figuring out what's going on. It's been such a wonderful learning experience on top of this, and then such a beautiful ending to it all that we actually get to see, and it's nighttime and quiet and calm, and everyone gets to experience this. I'm just very happy that the clouds aren't in the way today. This is what's coming.
How remarkable was that we had this very large chance of not experiencing that, and then when it all started, when the partial solar eclipse started, all the clouds moved away and they never came back. It was just truly incredible.
It's amazing. We're so lucky. We're so lucky that it's going to happen. It's apparently even going to rain later tonight. So just that this one, it was just this 1 hour that we needed, and then it opened up, and it was absolutely beautiful.
Let's see if we can go down here and just show the students, Jeff, of people just, they've got blankets and they're just lying down and they're just doing everything that they can. Okay, it's about to start getting brighter, so now we have to get out our glasses in order to be able to enjoy it, because it's over. The total eclipse is over. Now we go back into partial mode.
Exactly. Totality is now over. It's been the 4 minutes, and it's actually getting brighter now, and it's going back to normal.
This seems really weird that it's getting bright this fast. As I struggle to put my glasses on because I want to see what it looks like. Okay, so now we're just barely seeing just a tip of it. I'm surprised that we're able to get that much light out of just that small amount of sun that we're now seeing.
Yeah, it just shows how bright the actual sun is, and how you actually need these glasses to actually view it immediately after the totality to be able to actually view it safely.
Explain what the shadows were like, because it was really interesting to be able to look around and truly get a sense of it. It felt different. It looked different.
So what's going on is there's less. The light is only coming from the very outside, and so all the light is going to be much more focused. And so if you look at all the shadows, they're going to become much crisper, much cleaner. If you look at especially all the shadows like created from trees and the leaves, you'll actually be able to see very coherently like the leaves themselves, and that's from that focused light.
Well, Dr. Fear, thank you for taking time to be here today. It's so special to be able to talk to you and to have somebody of your stature be able to be here with us. Thank you for that.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, now I'm going to bother somebody over here who's near and dear to my heart. We have the Dean of Fine Arts. I'm going to get you to come over here right now. We're looking up at the sun, but I'm going to bring you over here and talk to you because I got to be in Waco this weekend because of you serving on your advisory board of the Fine Arts Department. how are you feeling right now? You're over here with your lovely wife. This is a remarkable day at Baylor.
This is amazing, and we're so happy that you're doing this on the Baylor University campus, and happy to have you on the advisory board. Thank you for doing this.
I tell you what, it's just incredible to be able to see students and how they're reacting, and incredible that Baylor was able to team up with the city of Waco, all of these brilliant minds from NASA to be here. And I truly feel like it makes me so proud as a Baylor alum, because we are getting the world's eyes right here on this campus. I know it means a lot to you as well.
Thank you, thank you. And we have special events all over campus, special speakers. Astronauts, scientists, physicists are all here converging on campus. Waco Symphony, Theater Arts Department.
You name it, they're here.
We're doing it.
I just noticed that the wind is now picking up. Did you notice how still it got? Were there any surprises for you when we got into Totality?
It was darker than I thought it would be. I was heard it would be like dusk, but it seemed like darker than dusk to me, didn't it?
I agree. I absolutely agree.
Dark, and all the lights came on.
Yeah, for sure. Well, thank you so much for taking time to be with us today and to be a part of this special moment. All right, you guys, I felt like it was a little different here, because I could hear how it was for Allison and Fredericksburg, and I was hearing more screaming and clapping and whistling, and here it was just complete silence and everybody just soaking it in. So it's really interesting for me to see how people are really, I guess, experiencing this in different ways. It's very emotional, and I can't believe I got all choked up, because it was something. That's all I have to say.
Night.
Yeah, you can't believe it. I think, Melissa, it's safe to say that Mike and I are jealous.
Yeah.
You know,
we're already
jealous.
booking our plans for the one that's going to be, there's going to be one in Oklahoma in 2045.
Yeah.
So we're going to book the days in up there right now.
Melissa, you're awesome.
That's a good plan. Book it early.
Book it early. You're awesome. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
All right. Thank you so much. Hey, let's go to Cleveland, Ohio. We are joined by Max Gordon, giving us a look at what's happening there in Ohio. Max, what's going on?
Hey, good afternoon. Well, the eclipse started here in Cleveland, Ohio at 1:59 p.m. And, you know, ever since then, it's been growing darker and darker. The light has just become sort of funky, almost like someone's put some sunglasses over the sun. And, of course, if you use your solar glasses, you can see as the moon gradually starts to move in front of the sun. And you know, it is an amazing sight to behold. You can see people all around me right now. We are here next to the Great Lakes Science Center, looking up at the sky, taking in this moment. You know, it's really just a special moment. I was listening to your reporter over in Waco just describing it and how emotional it is. And it really kind of is an emotional moment for a lot of folks. And being able to come together, be together, and experience this celestial moment together. You know, we're going to be experiencing Totality at 3:13 local time. So that's coming up, I would say in the next 20 minutes or so. Maybe 25 minutes from now. And so we're going to be experiencing Totality between 3:13 and 3:17. It's going to be a 3-minute and 49-second length of Totality. That's when we'll be able to take off our solar glasses and stare up directly at the sun as the moon blocks it, and we are in the umbra, the shadow of the moon. So I'm really looking forward to this. This is my first time ever experiencing a total solar eclipse. I was down in Albuquerque for the annular eclipse, and it was a different experience. The light only got kind of to what we're experiencing right now, almost sort of a dim light, but I've never experienced a total solar eclipse, so this should really be a remarkable moment as people here drink in sort of the strange light, this moment together, and we'll kind of see what we have in store. This has been really kind of a nail-biter for us this morning, at least. We thought that it was going to be a complete cloud cover. We had some rain move into the area, but as we moved in the afternoon, a lot of the clouds dissipated. There are still some high clouds, but you can still see the sun right now, so we are all lucky that we're able to experience this moment together. Guys?
Well, I'll tell you what, the scene from Fredericksburg, Texas, from Austin, from Waco, you are going to be in for a heck of an experience coming up in about 25 minutes. Yeah. I mean, it was just electric. We are sitting here in the studio. We were wishing that we were out there because it looked so incredible. So, yeah, you're going to really enjoy that. I'm glad glad that you and everybody are there having a chance to experience it.
All right, Max, you're the man, bud.
Yeah,
we appreciate
absolutely.
that. All right, next we are going to check in with our Ruben Dominguez. One more time, you guys, where's Ruben? He's in Sugarland.
Sugarland, all right.
All right, Ruben, good afternoon, bud.
Museum of Natural Science, I think.
Hey, good. That's right. Anthony, Mike, we're out here in Sugarland Museum of Natural Science at Sugarland. Take a look behind me here, all of the folks that have gathered here. And the crowd, we had about 400 people come through the door today. Some of them have been inside watching the NASA feed. Others have been out here. And you know what? We didn't get a lot, but we did get a little. We were able to see a couple of peaks through the cloud and everybody cheering at the same time. Kids from a couple of school trips that are here, a lot of them laying on the ground and still looking up with their glasses on, have been just making the most out of the situations. Those little few seconds, man, it's just really great to be out here and be among all these people because you could feel this kind of communal electricity. It was really, really amazing. And we've been listening to all the Fox coverage and what you guys have been talking about, although we can't see you guys on the air. You know, it's just been amazing, especially, you know, Melissa with a crystal clear view up there, and, you know, Allison and all the different places. You know, again, we kind of got the short end of the stick out here in Sugarland with the cloud cover, man, but it broke enough times. It broke enough times to see it, to cheer with this crowd, and to really feel like we were part of seeing this and how special it is, because like you guys have been talking about all morning long, it's going to be a long time till we see this again. You know, and one byproduct that no one was expecting, the Bonnie Tyler hit Total Eclipse of the Sun from the 80s is streaming like crazy across all platforms. So she might even make a couple of bucks off of this. But anyway, we're going to send it back to you guys in the studio.
Oh, I was amazed that we didn't use that as bump-in music for the morning news this morning. But, you know, we did Black Hole Sun, though, Ruben, so they got some streaming, too.
All right, you guys, we're going to be right back. As you can see, much more to come here on Fox 26. We continue to cover this solar eclipse. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back. Now, that little box at the bottom corner of your screen, you've been paying close attention to that as well.
Yeah, I mean, we actually have parts of our area that are under a tornado watch right now, and it does include Montgomery County, among other spots. And we have JD, who's over in our weather center, checking out the radar. And yeah, it's kind of getting worse and worse.
Yeah, this is what we've been expecting. We were all saying when the eclipse gets here, the weather turns worse as soon as the eclipse is over, and it is right on cue as we're continuing to watch a line of storms, and again, that tornado watch that's been issued. So let's take a look at things a little bit closer as far as what we're seeing across the area right now. The large red shading, that's where the tornado watch is. Again, it's a watch, not a warning. I will note there's a couple boxes here that represents just where there are some stronger storms at the moment. They're not severe thunderstorms yet, but again, these storms are strong. The watch is for tornadoes until 5 p.m. in our counties. A little bit further north, it goes a little bit later. But there's that strong line of storms as it continues to move through move through our northern counties, and it continues to move to the north. So I do want to just show you a few more graphics real quick here before we get to the 7-day. This is where the severe weather outlook is for today. You'll see that as the storms go north, they continue to get worse. We have a lot of folks traveling home from the northern portions of Texas watching the eclipse. So be in communication with them. Make sure everybody is staying safe. We've got the hail threats as well. But again, I do just want to show you the 7-day forecast for just a second here, a quick to wrap things up, to just note that tomorrow is even stormier than what is expected today. So it's a Fox 26 storm alert day for tomorrow, primarily in the afternoon and into the overnight hours on Tuesday. So as you're traveling around or you're talking to your loved ones who are traveling around the state, be safe, and then again, be ready for a stormy day tomorrow afternoon.
Oh, yeah, I know. Okay, Fox 26 weather app. That way, if there are any warnings in effect for your area, it'll ding you and you'll know. We're going out to Chelsea?
Yes, Chelsea's at Crosby High School. We're checking back with her one last time. Earlier, Chelsea, a lot of the kids were talking about what they hope to experience. Now the eclipse has passed. What are they saying?
All right, so we also have the superintendent here, Paula Patterson. What has it been like here with watching all the students, see their reactions and all that?
It's been absolutely amazing. This is the day we get to bring science from inside the classroom to out, real world science. I feel like we're playing a little game of hide and seek, but when we find it, it is a beautiful sight.
It has been beautiful. We got a couple students over here. Get your reactions. Wow, pretty incredible, right?
Yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah, what about you?
It's incredible to see how much we've been able to get even with the clouds going.
Okay, I know y'all are specialists in chemistry and physics and all that. Anything y'all are taking away from this experience? Once in a lifetime, pretty much.
Just seeing the science come into real life. It's really cool to see how it affects nature.
All right, and how did you feel?
It was just getting to see the different phases all happen in a 10-minute time period. It was really cool.
Yeah, it was a fun little game of hide and seek with the eclipse happening. Okay, guys, I'm going to send it back to you. It's been great watching the students' reactions today. Incredible here in Crosby ISD.
All right, Chelsea, thank you so much. And Mike, this is our opportunity to kind of have a debrief. Thoughts on what we've been able to watch, experience?
More amazing than I expected.
Yeah.
I think that we knew it was going to be kind of cool, you know, but the live view that we saw from Allison in Fredericksburg, from Melissa in Waco was unbelievable how it actually turns to night. Now here outside the station, I mean, look, we had 94% of the sun covered, and I got to tell you, it wasn't that exciting. It wasn't, at least, you know, if you had a view of the sun, it was, I'm sure, very cool to see. But under the cloud cover, you just really, at least from our perspective, couldn't see that much. But gosh, those live shots, we were just, it was like chills.
Yeah, especially Melissa. When Melissa got an opportunity, we got a chance to go to her camera and just kind of, I think the way she captured it was just beautiful when she said it was just bigger than all of us.
Yes.
Right? Because we were kind of watching the clouds. Everyone was really nervous about the cloud cover during the time of Totality, but they cleared. You know what I mean? And folks got a view.
Just in time. It was amazing. Yeah.
Just in time.
And Austin also got a chance to enjoy it. Maybe not quite as clear. The shot in Fredericksburg was kind of in and out, but they still got to enjoy it. And now it moves on to places like Cleveland, Ohio, where they're going to get to enjoy it here coming up in the next 15, 20 minutes or so.
What a very, very cool day here today. We do want to remind you guys, though, we are watching the forecast closely, right? Because we have some activity.
Yeah, we got some storms that are about to go severe. They are north of Conroe, and you know, really, if you live in this, see that line there, this is going to keep drifting to the north. So for example, if you're watching us from College Station, it's going to be headed in your direction. If you're watching us from Austin, head in your direction. So the threats from this: hail is actually going to be a threat, maybe like ping pong size, golf ball size hail. Lots of lightning, some occasional high winds, and obviously heavy rain. There is a tornado warning a tornado watch that's in effect right now, where we could see some of these start to spin. And we'll have John Dawson here. Ramisha is on her way back from the Museum of Natural Science, and they're going to be walking you through and taking you through into this late afternoon and evening. We have a chance today, and then again, Anthony, a chance tomorrow also for some strong to severe thunderstorms.
And of course, we're going to have full coverage of this active weather pattern moving through the area on our news at 5 o'clock. But we also want to see how you guys experienced the eclipse here today. So head to fox26houston.com and send us those pictures of you and your family enjoying today. Well, that is it for Mike and I. Thank you so much for joining us here on Fox 26. We have continuing coverage for you on our Fox local app. Thank you. Have a great day.
Eclipse, a partial eclipse right now. Hey, I want to bring in a bunch of fellas over here from Purdue University. Students, come on over, guys, if you can. These guys sang the national anthem here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Guys, bear with me 1 second. You're live on Fox. Circle around me over here if you can, so that Lloyd, who's behind the camera, can see. And I'm going to train this camera back for our viewers and let the actual motion of the atmosphere and the speed go right across the frame, guys. Take a look inside, and I want to get your reaction. Chulo is your name, right? Chulo, take a look and tell me what you think.
Wow, that's amazing. It's once in a lifetime for sure.
It is, and you guys sang the national anthem. That had to be once in a lifetime here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, right?
We did. It was amazing, yeah.
Incredible. What do you think? Did you notice it's getting dark and temperatures have dropped a little bit, and how quiet it's gotten?
Yeah, it's surreal for sure.
It's
very cold, and it's getting darker and everything like that, yeah.
Incredible. Let's get some of your student colleagues over here. Take a look inside. Let me know what you think for sure, as we are approaching the total solar eclipse here, moments away, minutes away in the 3 o'clock hour. A little breeze that just kicked up too. Everybody take a look in there, and I want to know, does anybody have anything that's surprising you so far about this eclipse? I mean, have you experienced one before?
I haven't, no. I haven't gone out to see one.
And is anything surprising you?
Well, I'm looking around and not a lot of phones are out. It's kind of people just enjoying the moment and just being among their family and friends.
That doesn't happen in this day and age, right?
Not usually, no.
No, that's a good point. I love that. Who's looked in there? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it's really absolutely incredible. And I think the biggest thing that surprised me is how much colder it's gotten. It was like really hot just like a few minutes ago. And now it's very comfortably cool. So
yeah, for our viewers, like 75, 76 degrees. It's been sun. You really have needed sunscreen out here today. And let me just take a quick look back into the lens here. I don't want to look up. I'm a little freaked out to do that. Let me retrain the camera here, guys, over. The deal is I have to move the actual frame of this camera to the far left and let it move to the right on the screen because that's what's happening up in the air. Oh, they have the music from the movie Interstellar playing in the background. Very dramatic. I know you guys can't hear that right now, but it is dramatic as everybody's beginning to look up. Oh, I shouldn't look up. Let me get my glasses. That's the thing. If you're watching this, make sure you have your glasses on as we are seeing. It is, I mean, you can't believe how clear it is here. There's not even slight cloud cover moving across the frame here of the moon right now that is moving between the Earth and the sun. Look at that. We are getting really, really close. You know, I have to say, it's almost like a sporting event, right? Where, like, it's play-by-play. Who wants to be the sporting event guy and tell me what you're thinking? We haven't heard from you yet. Carlos, what do you think?
Sure. I honestly think this is, like, just an incredible experience. This is not something I ever have experienced or have, like, even thought about experiencing. And honestly don't really have any words on, like, what to say right now. It's just so incredible to, like, be in this moment.
I know. And that's the thing. By the way, a Southwest airplane about to land over in Indianapolis International Airport. We're looking at that right now. And what I can't get over, and I'm just going to let you take this in, the viewers, real quick. And let me make sure that our shot is okay here. But I'm just going to be quiet because I want you to hear the silence here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. I'll give it 5 seconds. You could hear a pin drop. Now, when we get the total eclipse, which, what time is it right now? Let me look at back here in about 3 minutes. At that point, then you're going to hear eruptions from the crowds. There's absolutely going to be an amazing scenario here. Who have I not talked to about? Has everyone looked inside this lens? You have. What's your take?
I think it's amazing to see, you know, thousands of people from around the Indiana community all focused on celebrating science. NASA is here. It's awe-inspiring to see everyone just celebrating this once-in-a-lifetime event.
Did you guys feel that? The darkness?
Yeah.
How about that darkness that just came in? Kendall, what are you experiencing right now over there?
I am experiencing exactly what you are experiencing, Robert. The theme music to Interstellar, just how eerie that feels. That's the best way to describe this right now, having never experienced something like this before. We are just moments away from reaching totality. Second contact right now. We are just looking at the last sliver. You mentioned being able to hear a pin drop. That's exactly what I can hear as well. I'm starting to hear the cheers, though. Here they come. Cheers. The cheers are beginning. We have folks that are down on the track right now. We also have folks that are up in the stands, grandstands, also right here with me on Pagoda Plaza. So we are all in this together in this moment. I'm just watching. I'm trying to even block out a little bit of that extra light that's coming in on the side, just so I can really see what's happening with the sun's corona and just anything in particular as it's just giving way. Folks cheering yet again. There's a breeze. I'm feeling it. People I'm getting choked up, lost for words, trying to just take in the last few moments and how incredible this really is right now. Looking up, I can see it. It's almost like every single second that ticks by, disappearing more and more and more, and we are just about there. Right about now. Woo! Oh my goodness. Total darkness. Holy cow. Wow, I have my glass. I can take my glasses off. Oh my gosh. Whew. Tears. Oh my gosh. Wow. Trying to take this in. So bright, so beautiful. I'm looking at folks around me, just the cheers. People are also moved. I'm trying to just really take in this moment right now and getting so emotional at this time. Just how vibrant, Stephen, you said it best, how vibrant the corona is, and just to see how far it extends. Also, I can see Venus as well, seeing the planets, incredibly bright. I'm looking around to see if I can see anything else. I mean, it's interesting. It looks like a sunset right over the horizon of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. I hear phones going off as well. I mean, gosh. Whew, it's so bright, all the lights, all the camera lights. I want to go to Robert now because, I mean, I don't know, Robert, how you're feeling, but I did not expect to be taken aback that way, emotionally speaking. It happened to Steven, it happened to me. Robert, I'm just wanting to know how you are in this moment right now. This is absolutely remarkable. I'm at a loss for words.
It is incredible to see it with our own plain eyes. And you know something? It's not a home run. It's not a touchdown. It's not a hat trick. It's not a hole-in-one. No, it's none of that. It is atmospheric bliss. And sweet mother, this is total eclipse. Unbelievable here, live on Fox Weather. Gentlemen, your thoughts?
I'm speechless. It's like the whole state's coming together, like IU, Purdue, wherever. We're just all watching the same eclipse, you know, all together.
Are you shocked at how dark and still it is right now?
Yeah. I mean, it's not like completely dark. It's not completely bright. It's like a coagulation of both that you really never see completely.
You're right. How about you?
I'm just completely blown away. This is nothing like anything I've ever experienced before. So I feel like I saw it. I tried to take a picture with my phone. The phone didn't even capture exactly what it looks like. This is something you have to be here for to truly understand how amazing it is, how cool it is. It was amazing.
Totally. Let me get my eye back in here. I just want to make sure. Oh, look at that. Look at the moon right in front of the sun and all of that light coming about it. And you know what? I actually, at the bottom of this image, it almost looks like a solar flare that we can see. Let me just kind of see if I can get a little tighter on this shot. Stand by, guys. I mean, it's a little bit of a technical challenge here. Stand by. Let's see what we can do. Oh, look at that. Are you guys on the shot? Look at the flares. Can you see that? Can you see that? If someone could just get in my ear and let me know whether or not you guys can see that right now. Have I lost? We got it. My goodness, look at the flares coming off. I mean, I can't believe what I'm seeing. Gentlemen, look inside there. You're just not going to believe it.
Oh my God. I need to get a picture of that.
It's unbelievable, isn't it?
It's something you can never see again.
Go ahead, guys. Let your buddies look in here. I was not seeing.
Oh my gosh, look at the corner. Yeah, you can see the sun like peak. Oh my gosh.
Oh my God. Let's see. Gonna have to readjust this camera, guys. Stand by. Wow. I know. Okay, I'm having to readjust here, guys. That is phenomenal. Just phenomenal. Man, I cannot get over the flares that we just experienced. And now here comes the light. Here comes the light again. And I'm going to have to change the neutral density on this, guys, and make it just to give it a little bit more pump on that f-stop to drop it down in a second here. Going to keep my head in the game as the light is coming back out, and I don't even know how to describe this light. Just amazing, amazing. Do you want to take a look inside the lens? Go ahead.
Wow, that's honestly nothing like I've ever seen before.
I know. I hope they play that movie, that song to Interstellar again. That just kind of fit the whole feel here. This is exactly what we have been waiting for. Clear skies, perfect temperatures, and a total solar eclipse here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Kendall, what a moment here on Fox Weather.
Robert, I was just blinded by the light. That's the best way to describe it. That was so incredibly bright. I had to put my solar eclipse glasses back on to look at it. The sun, again, just now beginning to return. Looking over the horizon, just looking up at the speedway behind me. It looks like almost what you would experience during sunrise. Like when you start to see just the light coming up over kind of the horizon. That's kind of what we're starting to see. Folks now moving around. I want to see if I can walk around and ask. I've got a Spacey Casey with me. See if I can grab him for a moment. I've got somebody special. I want to ask you, so Spacey Casey, this was your first experience with the total solar eclipse, ever getting to see this as well. What was this like for you? I know that you had to lift up your shade to be able to experience it. I want to know what it was like for you.
It was amazing. I think it's the collaboration, the people all coming together for something like this together, to learn about STEM and learn about NASA and racing and everything educational and science, technology, engineering, math, and then to have that top it off at the end is amazing.
It was incredible and just an amazing experience, and there's so many other communities across the path of Totality that are experiencing this as well. We want to send it out now to Fox Weather's Max Gordon in Ohio, as that is the next kind of location where we're going to be watching the exact same incredible experience that I, as well as Robert and Fox News' Jonathan Hunt, just experienced. I mean, just remarkable. Max, are you ready for this? Stephen cried. I cried.
Well, I think I have to be.
A lot of other folks cried. I'm at a loss for words. There's no other way to describe this.
Well, I'll have to come up with a few words off the top of my head to try to describe it, because it is beginning to darken drastically here in Cleveland as we approach Totality. We're only about 2, maybe 1 minute away as, wow, looking up into the sky, We're only seeing a sliver of light now, looking out across this crowd. Wow, it is amazing to see the light around us. It's dark here in Cleveland. All eyes are currently on the sky. It is an incredible sight right now. You can see around the sun, there's almost a halo because of the cloud cover here. We're now being submerged into darkness now, plunged into darkness as this crowd is cheering. And there it is, the ring around the sun. You can see it there, the moon blacking out the sun here in Cleveland, Ohio. What an incredible moment this is. Just amazing experiencing this with so many people. I'm joined by Byander. Byander, how does this feel? What are you feeling right now?
This is the most magical thing. I've never looked up at the sky and expected to see something like that. It's a ring. It's the Xbox Red Ring of Death. It's a white circle in the sky where the sun should be. It's nighttime. Those buildings over there are lit up like nothing I've ever seen. It's a sunset there and there. And then on top of that, everything I've looked forward to, seeing in a planetarium as a kid, studying physics in college. This is it demonstrated for the first time in my life in a totally novel way.
Wow, and look at this. You can see flares on the sun all around us. Gosh, Andy, let's move over here. Let's look at this almost sunset view, a 360 sunset all around us right now as people point their phones, stare up into the sky. This is an incredible experience. This is simply magical. You know, the words really don't do it justice. You know, we have everybody just sharing this experience together, looking up into the heavens. You know, it's rare that you experience moments like this, just with everyone sort of just taking in the moment together. It's such a rare experience to have. And just me personally, I've never experienced anything like this in my life. You know, I'm seeing flares shooting out from the bottom of the sun. It's just remarkable. You know, I don't really, as Kendall said, have words to describe how this feels. You can feel the temperature begin to dip right now. Let's talk to these folks over here. Oh, they don't want to talk to us. That's okay. A lot of people just sort of soaking in this moment here. Let's go on over here. Guys, what is this like to see this eclipse, this total eclipse here?
It's like a once-in-a-lifetime thing that you saw.
I'll have to come over here.
But it's just person. It's how to describe it.
It feels surreal, right? Because all around us, we have a pretty good view all around us here. Sunset. It's almost like a 360-degree sunset.
Yeah, I didn't think it was going to get this dark.
And do you notice the temperature change right now?
It got a lot colder. I didn't expect the temperature change to drop so much.
Incredible. Thank you very much for talking with us on Fox Weather. Everyone here staring up at the sky, just soaking in this moment. Yeah, I mean, I guess from my point of view, you know, you imagine the sun to be sort of almost a yellow light at most times, and this sort of white halo around it is just incredible. It's incredibly beautiful. You know, we were worried about the clouds here in Cleveland, Ohio. This morning it was raining, but somehow everything came together, and you know, we were able to have a clear or relatively clear eclipse. You know, the high clouds that we've been experiencing here really aren't having a huge impact. So now we have to have our glasses back on because the totality is now ending. There we go. You can hear the roar of the cloud as the light begins to return once again. Amazing how quickly the light is returning right now. And look all around us as people put their glasses back on. They don their glasses once again. The sun emerging once again here in Cleveland, Ohio. What an incredible moment this is. Just listening to people here, you know, you hear everyone just like me, lost for words at this celestial event. Absolutely incredible. I'm going to toss it back to, I don't know who I'm tossing back to. I believe it's Steven back in Dallas, but I'm going to toss it back to you there.
It's okay, it's
Kendall,
okay.
there you are.
Max, I'll take it from you. The fact that you just had the exact same experience that I had as well. Look at the sun shining on me right now. Just how fast that happens, that's going to be happening for you as well. We have a lot of hustle and bustle people around me. What's interesting, though, is to think about what you mentioned, how bright it was during Totality. It's the closest thing that I've ever seen to a sci-fi movie, let's be honest, and just how unifying this event has been for so many. I also am joined here by Christy. I want to ask you, Christy, this was your first Total Solar experience. What was it like for you? What were you thinking in the moment?
In the moment, it was amazing because you feel the anticipation, and it's nothing like you thought it would be. Right. It's just a once-in-a-lifetime experience. And the most exciting thing was just when it goes total darkness and everyone is just in the moment and clapping and cheering, and then when you see the crest of the diamond, that was amazing.
That was my favorite part as well. Chrissy, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Now we got to send things out to Fox Weather's Brandy Campbell as it just keeps going, folks. Community after community in the path of totality. Brandy, are you ready for what you're just about to experience? Because it has taken my breath away, Steven's breath away, Max Gordon's breath away. I cannot wait to have your experience.
Kendall, look, it is cloudy. We are not going to see this totality, but it just dropped. They have a countdown going from the stage here at the Rochester Museum and Science Center. They're counting down. Can you hear the crowd? 1. Woo! We cannot see the sun and totality, but we can see the sky just went dark, guys. I've been checking the temperatures in the past couple of minutes. I mean, it really went down from about like 72 to 73. It's at 65 degrees on my anemometer. It is complete darkness. I mean, my goodness. And then off at the distance, you can see some brightness going towards the lake. Oh my gosh, it looks like nighttime. We know, we've heard, if you have a cloudy total eclipse, that it could be even darker. Let's talk to some of the folks out here. I have the Genzik family over here. Guys, you are finally, we made it to totality. What do you think?
We made it. We made it.
We're very excited.
It's so dark. This is awesome.
It's
What do you think? How does this feel to go from daylight to dark?
It's just, I mean, we knew it was coming, but when we're here, it's like, oh my God, it's weird, and everybody's screaming. It's so exciting. So, yeah, it's really cool.
My heart is just pumping right now.
I've never experienced anything like this.
Right now, I thought we were gonna miss it, but it's completely dark. You can't see a single thing. Not even the lights.
Not even the lights. Thank you, guys. Enjoy it. Hey, guys, right over here, we're live on Fox Weather. We are now in totality for 3 minutes, 38 seconds. What's going through your mind right now?
This is crazy. I didn't think we were actually gonna I don't know. It's crazy. Oh my God.
All right. What are we thinking over here? What's going through your mind?
Well, we've been waiting for this moment for a very long time, so we're excited. A little sad because of the clouds, but still, it's amazing.
It is. I agree. And guys, you know, I saw our live streams from Dallas and Indianapolis, and oh my gosh, I wish we had that moment. It looked so cool, but still to see this happen, I mean, it's like nothing. This is my first total eclipse. I can barely see anything because the light's shining on me. It is just so dark out here. The temperature at 66 degrees again. Right before this occurred, it was in the upper or lower 70s, I should say. So we're feeling that temperature drop. There's a lot of folks out here. If I was near any wildlife, I'd be trying to see what's going on with them. Now, through the clouds, we can see a faint blue that we couldn't see before when it was bright outside. But look, we know the sun, it's somewhere in that direction. But man, still a really cool phenomenon. Hey, look, okay, let's...
They're up to the upside up there.
All right, guys. So just a beautiful thing to see. And we're going to have a couple of minutes in it. Wow. I mean, I wish we could see it, but this is what we've got. The clouds
stole the show for us, but we are still getting that complete darkness here. Back to you guys.
Brandy, my heart goes out to you, the fact that you don't get to experience it in its full totality, as that's the best way to describe it, as what Max and Stephen and I just experienced. There's a way we're going to get you out there for the next one, because, I mean, gosh, it's just remarkable. I mean, this is a shot from Tupper Lake, New York. Hard to make out very much as of right now. We have this, again, going through the Northeast right now, and there is a big gathering right outside of Fox Weather's headquarters in Manhattan. So in New York City, we've got a lot of people that are just anxiously awaiting, mind you, again, not in the path of totality, just a partial eclipse, that kind of magnitude about 89.6%, but still so many people are trying to get out there, capture a glimpse. Adams, New York as well, experiencing this right now. Our totality tracker, Tupper Lake, New York, still looking to see if there's anything that I can see visually from this shot. Not a lot to make out, and gosh, again, best way to describe it, hard. Just a hard thing for so many folks that traveled so far, near and far, to experience this event. I want to send things out now to Nick Koser, who is on Fox Square right on 6th Avenue in New York.